Setting up his computer. What? Dope. A little bit late, but I think, we're still early. So it's all good. Let's see here. Let's see here. I think we're still just waiting on Skater. I don't know. I think he made it into the lobby. Pretty sure he did. We'll see. Pretty sure he did. Let's pull this up here. Okay. So anyway, back to Dota we are. It's been a hot minute. It's been a week. I guess yeah, it's literally just been a week. Okay. Yeah. Haven't paid too much attention to the meta, outside of League of Legends. Honestly, I haven't been watching too much Pro Dota, which I probably should be doing, but whatever. Busy playing other games, doing work. It's so nice out now too. It's been very, very relaxing outside. It's a benefit. Dota seems really quiet. Hold on. Is that just me?
10 seconds remaining.
I don't know if I need to turn it up or not. Just go to 10%. It seems really quiet. I don't know if it's going to be louder on the stream or not. We'll see though. So we don't get OD banned. We get a first pick. Okay. First pick Marana. OD. Decent combo there. I think you could throw the OD in the off lane too.
Test?
You're there.
Oh, it's working fine. Sorry.
What do you mean setting up your computer, dude? Did you just reinstall Windows or some shit?
I was doing a lot of work, and I set up a second monitor. I repositioned everything. So I had.
Okay. Anyway, we are jumping into the draft, so that is exciting. Juggernaut, Spirit Breaker plus a Marana OD. Decent combo on the Marana OD. Spirit Breaker Juggernaut's a little weird, but it's probably going to be a roaming Spirit Breaker.
Yeah, it's a little weird for. If I would pick a supportive Jug, I'd normally pick a Lich, right? Something that combos in lane.
Lich, CM's not bad, but CM's
Grimstroke.
not into that lineup. I feel like Lich is probably a better pickup here. CM just dies so easily.
And this was a counter pick, right? They picked the Jug after OD, which is questionable.
Yeah, they don't have too much, with Puck being gone, I think this kind of opens up the game for OD. Normally a first phase ban, I think.
There's a Nyx here. No one touched Nyx.
That might get banned. I fully suspect Nyx gets banned within the next couple.
You see, this is part of the issue of not picking a Grimstroke. If they picked Grimstroke at whatever, I think they could have just picked Grim next. Nyx, I mean.
Wait, Grimstroke on who?
I meant instead of the Spirit Breaker, because Grimstroke can be 4 or 5.
I mean, true. This was the first, or I guess it was second pick into the Marana.
Yeah.
Nyx isn't too bad into Marana either, but
it also is kind of a question where you think, do you think Nyx is still a thing? I personally think the hero is still fine, but
it's okay. I think it's okay.
I mean, it did get some nerfs.
I think the biggest issue is just the laning stage with it.
Yeah, it definitely has a rough lane.
I had somebody pick an off-lane Nyx in a game today, and it did not go very well. It doesn't have that high of an impact if it's in like a core position. And it's like a hero that you have to be ahead for most of the game. I don't think you can play too well from behind with Nyx Assassin. Maybe into OD, but...
I saw No-Tail play like pause 5 Nyx a few times, and I've done it a few times, and it somehow it works. It's a little weird.
Yeah.
I guess because in like a safe lane scenario, a lot of safe lanes you just plan on losing the lane. Like you're like, well, we're gonna lose this. While if you go off lane and lose lane, you might be having issues.
True. See what they decide to do, though. I mean, Nyx still being in the pool, actually kind of surprised Funny Zone doesn't ban that. Going for Brew, Razor, Tide instead. Tide just being the easy offlaner, especially into OD as well. Don't need
Surprised they banned the Medusa. Medusa is kind of a good hero, I think, for Polo. Or I think he likes it in the past. Alk ban? Alk is a very powerful hero.
They have the first pick coming out of that phase too.
Yeah.
I mean, you could maybe just go Nyx right here, but the problem is the way they lane this then is pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah, Nyx Spirit Breaker, you got double melee support.
Unless you like mid Nyx, which hasn't been a thing for a while.
CM? So this is a classic Jug matchup, right? Gives Jug mana, slows enemies.
Yeah, I think it's super squishy though. It feels like a really hard CM game to just not die constantly. Or at least not very hard, but you can't really do much on the map.
I mean, you can't like glimmer ults, right? Because you're just gonna get Murano arrows.
Yeah. I mean, at least you're not playing into the Spirit Breaker, which is the nice thing, and maybe if you find some space for the CM, you can at least... also, the double stacking is pretty nice to do on CM for Juggernaut, so it's not...
Yeah.
It boosts your economy.
The question then would be, like, how good do you think CM is? Because I've seen, like... I mean, I don't know, the hero just hasn't really been in favor for, like, months, it feels like, right?
I think it's just... it's okay.
One of the things I feel
by any means, it's probably I don't know.
I feel like in earlier metas, right? Pos 5s were a lot. Oh, good Witch Doctor pick. Pos 5s were a lot poorer, right? Like you had to spend wards, they had to buy couriers, and then CM could just be fine being like an aura bot. But I feel like nowadays you kind of want your Pos 5 to scale.
I mean, I could see that. I think.
I mean, they pick Witch Doctor, so it's like, who cares about Pos 5 scaling?
Yeah. I think both of these teams are fine with that. I don't know. A lot of the big supports in this meta, like a Witch Doctor, Grimstroke, Lich, they don't really need much to scale. It's just, one big ability and that's it. CM is probably just the mana.
I like Grimstroke a ton because I feel like all of his abilities have like his W can't really be dispelled, his E is actual stun, he's like fantastic wave clear. He's always a hero I've had after seeing No-Tail pick him a bunch. Kind of liked.
I think the Witch Doctor is pretty solid here too.
Yeah, I've been playing Witch Doctor myself even. It's pretty nice for lane.
We'll see how they want to like pick a core around it. It's not like the greatest combo with anything at the moment. I think Troll would be okay this game for Marty Chang.
A lot of reserve time being used by Marty Chang.
Potentially. It seems like a decent Ursa game.
This isn't playoffs, right? This is still group stage. But this is a lot of reserve time. They're gonna use all of it?
Can you just go... Maybe that's actually to counter an Ursa pick if Funny Zone want to go for it.
I mean, this is a hero.
It's not bad. I've seen it picked up a couple of times to like varying levels of success.
I've seen, well, I just saw the stat on Reddit, which was saying it's been picked a ton in high-ranked games with like good win rate. I think it's a decent hero. The thing I'd say karate is the issue, right? Is you got the OD save there. So if you BKB ults whatever carry Funny Zone has, OD just saves him.
Yeah, you do constantly have that. But I guess it still does that. If you catch like 2 people, probably just a core plus 1,
Yeah,
you're at least
that's
getting
2
a kill.
people.
It's still, 4 seconds of lockdown that you can fight around. I mean, ideally you're catching the OD.
And you
That
see
can be hard
both
to do.
you see both supports done, so they can't pick like Enigma. They can't pick Rubik or Silence so easy. I mean, they could try to silence a mid.
You can maybe run a silencer mid, but I don't think that's in the cards
Mid,
for them.
they don't care.
It's looking like it's going to be an OD mid.
PA
Unless they run
is
this off lane.
just to mention PA, of course, counters your jug because you can use Blow and just dodge Omni Slash.
Okay. Oh, true. It counters jug in like a 1v1, I guess.
Yeah,
in a team fight, hopefully you have the vision for that. And you have more targets too for the Omni Slash.
Yeah, in a team fight, it's not going to matter as much, but this means like if he founds PA alone, PA just, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Also means PA can kind of go on Jug. Like, she sees a solo Jug, jumps on him. He can't Omni.
Sure. I mean, he has a decent high base armor, though.
Yeah, I guess.
Just spin TP in most cases until Basher comes out for PA, but that's normally a bit later. This is like a Battle Fury PA meta, too, isn't it?
Yeah. One nice thing I'd say is Radiant at least has versatility here. Because you don't know if you're picking off lane or mid. Because they've got the OD pick there.
Yes. We'll see how they need. I don't know if they're going to run OD off lane or not. That's like the big question. I mean, you don't have last pick, unfortunately, so you can't actually counter anything. It might just be a comfort pick here for Funny Zone. Shrek the Green Knight standing in for Jack's attack, by the way, I believe. Unless I'm wrong. I think that's a stand-in. I don't think Shrek.
I think Karate isn't just. I think Knight isn't a stand-in because I've seen him on that team before.
What?
I don't think so.
Both of these teams are using all of their reserve time.
Yeah. I don't really like this. Well, I guess this is a. That was a ban, never mind. That wasn't last
Yeah,
pick.
the thing I don't see a lot of teams doing with their draft time is like do up-tempo drafts where you're trying to use as little reserve time as possible to put the other team on the back foot. I feel like everybody just takes their time.
By the way, Radiant is no reserve time, so.
Yeah, no, they basically need a pick within the last 5 seconds here. We'll see if they want to go for the mid laner.
Void Spirit. No, I know nothing. So this means the OD's mid, right?
OD's mid. This isn't a bad combo with Mirana though. You have a decent slow.
It's not bad at all.
It's not a guaranteed arrow most of the time, but still.
I would have liked Sand King. Sand King Mirana is also very potent.
10 seconds remaining.
Just the double stun there.
Yeah.
Super easy.
There's also Legion. I think is generally my preferred. Legion would probably be pretty good actually, also because you have the CM, right? Whoa, wait. I think we're missing the obvious in Karate that. Well, we can see this first.
No, that's the mid laner.
That's the counter the OD kind of.
Yeah.
But anyways, what I was gonna say, Karate is doesn't CM kind of get picked to counter Beastmaster because you just freeze the ball?
Yeah. Normally.
I'm a little confused.
We'll see how it goes. I think it's basically CM still can't play that aggressive because you have to be constantly worrying about tanking an arrow and they're just dying because you have 500 base health.
I feel like you freeze the ball, but I don't know.
We'll see how it plays out. I think you are right. But when you're also playing like into another range support in the lane, it makes it a bit harder to get to just do that every single time, guaranteed. You can't really go into a Juggernaut, so it is going to be mostly Redondo being their target of aggression if they want to stay in the bot lane. Baboon most likely going to be roaming around, I would think. Zeus is a pretty easy pick off mid if you land an arrow, like no escape at all. So also, you have the setup with OD. So I think Baboon is literally just going to be like, if bottom doesn't work out, if we don't get a kill early on like CM or something, I'm just going to rotate mid. We'll set up with the Astral and just get an arrow combo.
51-16 overall time of Zeus. What?
That's pretty solid. I forgot to
That's
do
pretty
this
good.
again. Damn it.
I think I have my settings set right for this.
Okay. Strike the Green Knight with a little bit of a weird start. I think this is first item. Oh no, that builds into the Necro book.
It's a Necro book.
What the hell is this recipe, dude?
Can we review my caster settings? I have mute co-broadcaster. What else am I supposed to have? Am I all fine? Or?
I mean, that's literally the only thing.
Oh, I thought that was like an open mic thing, but...
No, I normally don't cast in-game. Maybe I should turn on open mic, but really I just find it annoying. And Dota's open mic is also like super finicky. Like it doesn't always pick up your voice. Unless I wanted to do push to talk, which I don't want to do that, so... I have to like change a keybind every time I bind it to my mouse or something. I think most people watch on Twitch anyway. If you're watching in game, you probably don't want to listen to a caster. You just want to do your own thing. So anyway, Funny Zone versus Marty Chang Slayers. We'll see if they can get an early pick-off kill. Funny Zone actually getting aggressive onto Jorik here, going for the slow with the dagger arrow coming. Dodged by Jorik, actually a bit off there. Does connect on the Maledict, but no right clicks to follow that one up. Baboon a bit too far away. Couldn't quite find the arrow after the slow from the dagger. And Jorik just gonna walk back to base. Might even regen all this health back, honestly. Probably doesn't even need to go back, but they will give up the bounty rune.
Oh yeah, he's gonna get the... I think he can... Oh, he can turn... He wasted a little time now, but...
Redondo doing a weird little aggressive move too to try and get the rune on the high ground, but Koryak, of course, just waiting there. Making sure the rune is theirs. Bolo pushing Shrek off of the bounty in the river, and it will be 3-1. Still take that trade easy. Good movement there from Funny Zone to get... Oh wait, it's 2-2. What other rune did they get? Did Jinx somehow take this in the river? Is that what happened? Damn. It's actually a nice play from Jinx. I think he charged into Aurora. Apparently should have been watching bottom. Yeah, predictions. First blood most likely gonna be... I mean, yeah, there's just the freeze on the board there. Easy one for Redondo. We'll see if they can get a top. Again, I think Baboon will probably be rotating or be at least super active on the map this game. Did miss the range creep CS there, but still got the XP. Mid lane, it's all about the first two waves. I'm not sure if you know anything about this matchup, Skater. It sounded like you do.
It's pretty...
The OD.
It's pretty good. I've played it in the past, and one is the OD, but kind of Zeus, you kind of want to stay away, basically, right?
It's just spamming Arc Lightning constantly, I assume. And I think
it's definitely not like a one-sided matchup, I'd say. A skill can definitely come into... This is more like a 60-40, if anything.
Sure. It feels like attack animation-wise, OD probably has the advantage there. Zeus got this huge wind-up, but of course Arc Lightning is going to constantly be how you're CSing with Zeus.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing is just that he's got this huge range on Zeus that he can normally avoid stuff like Astral.
Yeah. Astral cast range
bottom, they're charging out.
Didn't that used to scale?
It does scale. It just doesn't tell you, I think.
Oh. No, it's at 650.
Oh. Never mind, I guess
They must have changed it so it doesn't scale anymore.
I
don't know when they did that, though, because that wasn't apparently in the most latest patch.
Oh, the difference, though, is the duration scales. So even if you astral them, it doesn't really matter if it's only like half.
And it steals mana now, too, right?
Yeah. It's kind of back to old OD, if you think about it.
Sorta. I mean, it used to steal int, not mana. not a stand-in Badger. I was apparently lying.
It's funny talking about OD. He's been changed like 20 times.
Yeah, I mean, the hero's gone through a couple reworks. It's compared to a hero like Zeus that has basically stayed the same, except for Agnums.
Saw a thing on Reddit. It was like, like Isar doesn't know what to do when the hero's been changed 50 times.
Yeah,
because you could look at the hero and you see it's like armor increased,
it just keeps like
armor
constantly
decreased by
falling
1.
out of favor for years at a time. Basically, this is like the first time OD has been in the meta for, I don't know, 2 years probably.
Yeah.
It's been a hot minute since OD's been in the A tier, S tier.
Yeah, I definitely have been a fan of OD in the past, but it's one of those heroes you kind of stop liking because he changes so much you can't get any attachment to.
He's got the same core abilities basically, just a bit different. Top lane is probably where we're gonna get first blood though. Redondo getting super low. One more right click and a follow up from Baboon, but the spin on top of Shrek the Green Knight, Elastic going to Polo. It's got 1-for-1 in the top.
Good rotation.
Bad for Redondo, but at least you get the kill. This is a rotation from Chang.
Here I say, oh, karate, look, the CM counters Beastmaster, and then you see CM
it's
die.
bound to happen eventually. The boar only helps the arrow, it doesn't prevent it.
I guess.
Fully, anyway. You gotta be...
Well, I was thinking you just, like, frostbite the boar. Like, here, if he frostbites the boar, is it gonna get denied? Or...
Free 33
gold. You see 33 gold, that's a lot.
But yeah, Baboon doing a decent job. I'm a little surprised he hasn't rotated mid already, 4 minutes into this game.
Oh, they're charging top again.
Hard to hit the Astral. Top into Shrek the Green Knight. They're super far underneath the tier 1.
Oh, and he got pushed.
Plus the freeze underneath the tower. They bring down one. Baboon as well with 3 leaps. Should be able to get out of here.
Oh, and that was really nice. I don't know if you caught it, but he like hit him in such a way it pushed him into tower range. And he took like multiple tower hits.
And this might be the... I don't know if you can leave this lane as Baboon. It's kind of... It hurts to leave your Beastmaster alone up here, because that's just going to happen time and time again. Jinx just sitting top lane. Level 5 Juggernaut already with 3 levels in spin. He is dying every single time he gets charged. And I think Shrek the Green Knight spots this too. Knows Jinx is just...
Oh no, Jinx is coming back!
He's scouting it out. I think he's just running into bounty runes.
I mean, the one note is they can't really go on Rana, really, right? She just gets out.
Aurora doing a nice job sniping the bounty rune out from underneath Jorik.
I'm actually a big fan of Speed Breaker. I spammed him a ton during the Dire Tide thing. It's pretty nice how you can do these like move speed builds now. They might charge mid? Yeah, they're charging mid.
This is like the opposite
not a
of
kill.
how I thought this would go, but yeah, I mean... that's about how I expect it, especially when you have Vision 2, which... Koryak does, of course, on the high ground there. Jorik's
yeah, you know he's got to have Vision
dead
though
top
also.
lane again as well. I don't even think that is an arrow connect. I'm not even sure how he died back there because he died so far back, but that might have just been right clicks from Marana. Arrow.
Again, CM dying in the lane. I said CM would win. Yeah, proving me wrong.
I mean, it's a Beastmaster against a super squishy support. I'm just assuming the squishy support's gonna die unless they're just like super passive, which is not really what you want to be. But I still think you're fine with this if you're Redondo. I mean, you look at Polo, who's level 6 right now. He's just going to kill Shrek the Green Knight. He has Army slash after? No. Thought he
he did. I think his CM was too far. If CM maybe stepped up a little, but... he wouldn't have had... Never mind. I don't know, I guess he just didn't want to.
Still, it's a lot of space for Polo, though.
The charge? No charge? He has
Baboon
been.
Seems like the weird target, though. Just a couple leaps away, and Marana's going to be fine. You can't even get on top.
Yeah, CM needs to be there.
Enigma actually dying bottom. I have not paid attention to bottom at all because it's kind of just...
it's
Enigma
Enigma
denying a range creep every single wave, and that's about it. It does eventually die. Nice play.
Enigma is out leveling them, as he should at least.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, because he denies the range creep every time, and he's getting solo XP since Jinx is just... Or not Jinx. Oh, yeah. Yes,
mid lane Jorix is gone.
Does end up dropping, and I don't think he's going to finish that charge either.
That shows off the Meteor Hammer power. Spike is OD. You kind of just get Meteor Hammer, and enemy dies if they can't escape.
You don't even need the Marana rotation, really.
And there was no real counterplay. Like, Zeus Zeus just can't really show now. Like if he gets Astral, he's dead.
I'm not even sure really what you do to farm in this game. Zombies expert
No.
using the black hole bottom will be able to get a kill in the Witch Doctor, and afterwards Smiley even getting kind of low. There is a charge coming out from Jinx is jumping in. Baboon going for some right clicks back onto zombies, but I'm not gonna be able to kill. I don't think. Rotation down from Jork to top
many
lane
kills.
as well. We're losing
mid lane.
heroes all over the place.
Mid lane Spirit Breaker also died to OD.
Was that canceling the charge too? Goriak must have just spotted that.
I don't really know what happened. He kind of like meteor hammered him, and then he charged away, and something happened where he killed him.
Well, he was charging bottom onto the
yeah, he was
PA,
charging.
I
He didn't even use ults. I thought he would have used ults or
In
something.
fact, there's another charge mid lane too, but again, I think this is one he probably doesn't want to complete. It's just that easy every single time. Arrow.
Oh, and then even Arrow miss.
I don't think they'd kill him anyways, but it was close. Meteor Hammer still on cooldown at that time.
I think part of the thing I kind of miss Karate is I like to like really auto attack heavy OD.
Yeah,
They're
I mean,
gonna
this
charge.
is kind of a meme. Can't get the Meteor Hammer off core. Yeah, kind of low on mana now, but instantly gets it back. Of course, there's really no counterplay. Like you said, they can't turn this and go on the OD yet. Bottom lane Zombies Expert going to take a lot of damage here, just dead.
He's
to
dead.
the Maldic plus right clicks. Aurora actually taking the kill. I mean, we want to compare the cores early on. Polo, despite Redondo dying a couple of times, is still doing really decent, up by 7 CS.
But poor Jorik, the OD is kind of bodying him.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a really rough game for Zeus now.
And remember, they picked Zeus into OD. This was the first phase
this
OD.
Is like the matchup they wanted to with the last pick.
Yeah, exactly.
Or they were.
It is just kind of feel bad as a mid laner when you get this. And
Dude,
I mean, they did pick the right matchup. It's just hard to.
This is like the time when you maybe think about picking Nyx last pick into OD. I think that's the play. Just max out mana burn.
I think what they kind of
Seems
do, they're gonna stop this at least.
We'll be able to get the arrow back
no,
on the
Zeus,
Jork,
he's
though,
still dead, I
but
think.
Might still die with the
Oh,
Hammer
no.
Koryak getting a killing spree there.
What I was gonna try and say is, I think this is the point where Zeus, like, he's got to turn it around. He's got to go gank the side lane. You can't just stay mid because he's dead every time.
Mid just kind of a lost cause at this point. Should be an early tower for Koryak too. If you can get a bit more damage into it, especially with the Meteor Hammer just every single time.
You know when they used Black Hole on Nigma, they probably should have done that mid maybe.
Redondo pretty happy with his performance. Top though, Polo 3-0 and well on his way to Battlefield.
Yeah, Polo might have to do some heavy lifting here.
All up to Polo, and I mean, again, Juggernaut into an OD isn't exactly great most of the time, and of course, an immediate Astral counter for Omni Slash most of the
No.
I don't know if you die here on Jinx, but it's going to be close. A couple of shots from the
needs to be
Meteor
dead
Hammer,
now.
plus a Coconut. Aurora guaranteeing this, even picks up the kill.
And the CM died also top. Looks like she died to Raw on Beastmaster.
Roar plus just the boars right clicking. That's not even a Mirana up here either. That's literally just the power of Beastmaster with level 1 Necro.
I swear, Karate, in some ward, CM's counters Beastmaster.
I mean, it totally
I
does,
swear.
but not when you're playing against a Mirana too, because Mirana's just gonna be like, okay, you froze the boar, I'm just gonna leap and right click you now.
I don't know. I was like, this has got to be fine for the CM, but I don't know.
When you pick CM, you're gonna die in lane. That's just.
I mean, I guess this is what you can say would also happen mid, right? In theory, Zeus beats OD, but as you saw, the OD is winning this matchup.
As soon as he gets Meteor Hammer in the matchups, basically. Redondo just dead again.
Yeah, see, Redondo, no.
Just getting ran down by Shrek the Green Knight. Couple of Necro Books. Might not actually die, though, as he's able to get away. Gets the freeze, the charge as well the entire time. Just a random sentry over here they used to D-ward earlier. Spots out the Beastmaster. And this charge was on its way.
The Zeus is here, which I really like.
Aurora going for a kill onto Jork, but, I mean, the ult gets canceled immediately, and I don't think he did enough damage. Aurora Gonna drop here. The healing ward's gonna keep Jorik alive. Arrow connecting. Not quite under Redondo on a different target there.
They're gonna go on the
OD.
OD.
Redondo's still gonna die. Does not have the hammer for a little bit. Meteor hammer
They
up,
can
but
kill him, I
in comes
think.
Polo. Trying to bring down Koryak out to the Omni slash the Astral. Right
think he's
beforehand,
dead.
though.
Could
Needs
be- he
like
could be
one
dead
more
still
right
if he-
click.
He could have been dead if he stayed on the OD.
It would have been close. I think Smiley plus Baboon being there means you have to back as the
Do you go for that karate, or do you
I
run?
would not go for that.
I would have considered going for
maybe
that.
that's a TP from zombies too, but zombies
I'd probably go
opting
for
to
that
take
and
the tier
die.
1.
I think I'd go for that and
I
die.
probably casted a game where you go for some similar play to that and die. So I don't think that works out for the Juggernaut in a lot of circumstances.
So it looks like they're getting top. Well,
Is
to
Enigma
note, at
rotating
bottom,
up here though? Can they actually make this defense happen?
I think this is dangerous because they've got a hawk, right? You can't like do any sneak plays here.
Yeah, Zombie's actually backing out. They will go for the charge in. Jinx not canceling this quite yet, just running forward. Does finish the charge. They want to blow up Shrek the Green Knight. Roar back onto Enigma into the arrow, but they just blow up the Beastmaster. Really had no plan for this push, and Fun Zone pushed all the way back themselves. We'll defend the top tier 1. There wasn't an Outer World Devourer. I guess it's actually...
Yeah, I think what happened there. So what I was trying to say is normally this is a. Can you see what I draw on the map? Normally this is like this
Yeah.
is. Well, I'm drawing around the tower. Normally this is hard to defend because like they just come from every angle, right?
Yeah.
But what happened is basically Dire just brought more heroes.
You know, I mean, they have the TP spot too. Of course,
Yeah.
Super Breaker kind of helps out with that. It is a
This
big
tower's gone
rotation
top,
because you
though.
look
This
at
is a
where
really-
you look at where Smiley's playing, you look at where Koryak is playing, and they're both getting a lot of work done around the map.
This is a really good play by Dial, by the way. They've taken the top tower, they're taking
Redondo might just
bottom.
be dead again too, running away, trying to get away from Shrek the Green Knight. Doesn't have their ward, can't really chase too much further.
They
Polo-
still have Black Hole if they want it.
I don't think he wants to pop it here. He seems very aggressive on the cores. It's where he wants to try and find the black holes, but
Necro
still
check.
have not been able to find Smiley.
Enigma is one level up on the Necro over Beastmaster.
The zoo meta continues.
Necro versus Necro.
I'm a
War.
little surprised they're leaving Smiley down here to just free farm instead of like trying to push him into the triangle somewhere else. He's actually just having a field day, farming bot lane plus the jungle.
Yeah.
I am on hero level for some reason. I don't know why I'm not.
Anna
Koryak
just,
actually on top.
Looks like she was hit mid a few times and died.
This like suddenly isn't looking terrible for Marty Chang.
I think it was even, basically. Or at least pretty good.
Somewhat. I mean, mid is the biggest discrepancy, for sure.
Yeah.
Like
But I
OD
guess you
on
see-
top by 3,000 gold is rough.
See, the other heroes changed, I guess.
Yeah, it's mostly just Juggernaut's farming a bit faster than the PA, but I mean that's just the ability of Juggernaut too. I mean, you have spin, PA doesn't.
I think
players a
some-
bit faster.
Some of the beauty, I'd say, here is, like, Zeus is behind, but he's still a Zeus, right? He can get his ults off, at least.
Yeah. I mean, you still have a decent amount of magic damage. It's not like Zeus
Yeah,
is
yeah.
this impossible hero to play from behind. It's just, you're not going to have an early eggs. You're not going to have your early Aether Lens. You can see he's a couple items behind the OD at this point. Blink, Meteor Hammer up for Koryak.
I think I'd rather be the Zeus, at least, if I was behind. In that matter. Like, I think
those
those are
drums
gonna be
top
well-
lane does have a bit of a rotation here, but I think they're going to spot this with a ward. Knows this is happening,
Jinx.
tries to run off into the trees. Koryak
Charge.
looking for the Astral. Maybe doesn't have time here. Jinx in the trees does have the TP if he wants to go for it, but
Oh.
look at the arrow right on top of it. Gets lucky Baboon with the sick plays, and I think this is just straight into the Meteor Hammer. Perfectly timed there, and Koryak getting the kill. Or Baboon getting the kill, sorry.
Oh, while this is happening, I guess everyone else just farms.
Polo just fine taking the space. Smiley still just sitting bottom. Really wants to get this Battle Fury soon, which I think it's flying out on the courier, but might instantly die here unless he backs off. It's a rotation
Radiant's
from
getting-
Dondo and Jorik.
Top tower is getting heavily pressured by Radiant, by the way.
They want them to try and respond to this. They want to push them back.
They're killing
to their own
Smiley.
tier two.
Smiley is dead, I think.
The zoo is up, by the way, for Enigma. He's got the
Smiley
Necroburst. We
dead
also
bottom.
lose PA, too. Eventually thought it might happen. Jork and
Would've
Polo
been
just
top
taunting
now.
for it. Now they're going to try and chase here. Jinx going for the ultimate. Can't quite get it off. Gets stunned by the coconut from Aurora, and that's a dead Witch Doctor. Ended up just being the exchange there, and they're losing 2 on Funny Zone. Baboon going to get charged out, but I don't think he dies here. Just a couple leaps away, and they will pop gas. No, Jinx doesn't want to chase. It's a little bit too far.
Bash though. What if he like triple bashed him?
Have to get pretty lucky. Maybe he goes for one
We
attack.
had 17% still, maybe.
You're basically trading how much is dust? How much gold is dust? You're trading the
Gold?
price of dust, 80 gold, to
80 gold,
maybe
there you
very, very like unlikely, but maybe get a kill.
Worth it.
The 3 bash. I don't even think you can't even bash 3 times in a row with the cooldown.
even know
It
we
would still
can.
be like a
I think technically possible. You always have a chance, but it's probably very low.
sure. Always have a chance. It's just a very low one.
Update on Zeus. He has 2 Ags queued up. Gonna go for the double Ags build.
Seriously, I think he just really wants this item. Blink first, though.
Want Blink though.
Blink.
I guess we also saw, remember, OD revealed his Blink in the last fight. He used the Blink Aid Meteor Hammer combo.
I forgot that Zeus had a shard too. I've never seen anybody buy the Zeus shard.
I don't really like it. It only does his passive damage. If it did something else, I would have liked it.
Well, it's like a movement ability too, right? Or is it not?
Yeah, it's a movement. It's just, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it seems good in theory. It's like a better Blink Dagger, right? You can use it when damaged. You can just...
Yeah, and it does do a slight amount of damage plus the movement slow. Like,
I mean,
horrible.
not just never got it, though.
It's like a good defensive ability this game. Maybe,
looks like
maybe you can use it
now.
against OD, but get out of the
We're gonna
range
see
of
straight
Meteor Hammer.
outpost also.
But still, yeah, the first tier 2 actually going the other way. Just slightly
Oh, they're gonna
before
smoke
Marty
it.
Chang is able to take it. Double smoke
Really
as well? No. Funny
Double-
Zone opted
yeah.
not to smoke. But I thought both these teams just did the exact same play. We had the exact same push there. So they will find
Mirana
Baboon in
hero?
mid lane. They need a bit of a stun. They don't have the root. They missed the stun from the Zeus, but they might still be able to get the kill. Coconut flying through. Not enough to stop this. So free
PA
kill on a
or-
Spirit Breaker. Or
My
it's
PA went in this.
Mirana, sorry, opposite.
I see PA's courier, though.
What is this? Is there anything on this? BKB or is this Dessa? No,
It's
he's
a
going
very
BKB.
aggressive play.
Smiley actually is still just farming up here. Aurora probably gonna drop. This is, yeah. I mean, we talked about low chance of occurrence earlier. I think Witch Doctor doesn't survive that scenario
Oh.
100% of the time. Shrek the Green Knight still with Aurora up though. Not
Mono.
really, we're not really seeing a lot of fights this game. It's more or less just movement around the map, which is kind of what you expect with a Spirit Breaker in the game.
Yeah.
But still just
Spirit Breaker's
lots of
definitely
heavy pushing. Redondo just
Redondo?
dead in 2 right clicks. A little bit far out there, gets spotted out by the bird.
I would have liked them to see go straight into Roche. This would have been amazing Roche
Shrek the Green
time.
Knight looking for one. Does go for the roar? No, that's just the axes. Can't find a
They
target.
definitely should be Roche, you know. Like PA, Beastmaster, they could take this in like 10
Level 2
seconds.
Necro units on Beastmaster too. Enigma's still on top, right? Yeah. Blink plus Necro 3. Enigma's doing really nice compared to Beastmaster. It's actually went the complete... Like, you still win the lane, technically. I think you were right in a way. Like, CM just freezes the boar every time, and that makes so much space for your Juggernaut. Just have a
Yeah.
free game, and it really hurts Beastmaster's game, too. Because you're normally used to being able to last hit with that boar, and just kind of
And remember, the Enigma just got to have a... He was just solo. Like, the Spirit Breaker was just able to help safe lane because of that. Like, Beastmaster needed help.
Did die, like, twice, I think? Once in lane,
Yeah.
and then once later, but still, like...
I think
Enigma
Beastmaster
just
died
farms
twice
so
also.
quickly.
They are now Roshing, but it's a little late, I think. CM is back. Let's see. It
Don't
looks like
know
Dire
if
wants
they
to
spot.
contest.
Yes, okay, of course they spot it. As
They have
soon
announced
as I say
it.
that, they will go for the charge back into Smiley, of course, every single time, like we've seen many times this game. Shard's getting canceled with the Astral. Redondo force-staffing forward, trying to survive the Zoo here. Will not die, but does get close. Trying to run down Shrek, the Green Knight on the side. A lot of vision here for Funny Zone.
They're going on the back line.
Jorik just gets caught in the river. The ult catching only one, though, and there's the save.
Astral.
Unfortunately for Zombies, tried to go for the big play there onto 3, but couldn't quite get 2. And now the fight jumps back in, the roar coming out, but it's still, they just don't have damage for this. The hammer barely doing anything in the Omni Slash, able to save himself again with the Astral
Blink, he has Blink.
Right on top of this. Does able to blink out, but I think he just gets stunned out. And a couple of right clicks finishes him off. OD dropping PA, the lone survivor here.
That was a DD jump, by the way. Very powerful. I think that Spawn joined the fight, right?
Zombies throws out like a complete whiff of a black hole, but still, they're able to win that fight with a DD jug, I guess.
Yeah.
Game still just tilts in your favor.
I mean, wasn't that, they had, remember, they also had Necro 3, so maybe the Necro
3s plus the right clicks. I mean, PA does survive there, not too surprising, but the rest of the heroes just get locked down. Spiritbreaker doing a nice job. Keeping everybody in. Jinx making some big plays there. It does end up dropping, but 2, 4, and 10 on the Spiritbreaker thus far.
I mean, I don't even know what to say, right? Like, you're talking about, like, the team fight. Like, you're right. The Digba only hit one hero. The Zeus died immediately. The Spiritbreaker I thought was, like, caught on the side originally.
It's kind of like weird little engagements happening here and there. Nothing really...
I mean,
we haven't had a clean team fight yet.
Yeah. I mean, the big thing, right? The Jug has his whole SNY. PA sees the whole item behind him, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I think he had the SNY for the fight also.
It kind of feels like a pretty sloppy game from both teams currently. not meaning any flame there. But
I will say, be positive. I think Dio is playing really nicely. Like, they had a kind of a rough laning stage, but we've seen them do a lot of like good movements together. I've seen some really nice teamwork.
I think both cores are doing a really good job to keep themselves in this game, Smiley included.
I think Jorik could maybe position himself a little better if Jorik watches this cast, but not to be flame, more constructive. Just to say, I think Zeus has been on the front lines a little.
Constructive. We're getting some aggressive wards down here. Gonna try and get some vision. Needs to be a little careful. There is OD in the area. Goriak. This is a creep, right? Yes, of course. Actually, just an illusion there. Able to spot out where the OD is. They've already taken this bottom tier 2, though, so obviously cannot go any further. Aegis up on Polo, working on the Agnems. Couple of seconds here. We'll find Aurora on the low ground, but not quite going to go for the kill. Aurora spotting a Juggernaut on the high ground is like, holy shit. Gotta get out of here. Redondo actually immediately going to get a D-ward too, but might have shown a bit too long. They know Juggernaut's no longer here, not quite going to chase that far. Shrek the Green Knight running forward with Moonlight Shadow, but I think this is spotted by Redondo's ward that he placed earlier.
I mean, this is kind of what we've seen, right, from Radiant. They use ults, but none of them grouped. Like, we just don't see them going as a group of 5.
It does, yeah. It sort of feels like a pub game with a Mirana, where like you're popping the ultimate, but you're not really on the same page of where you want to go or
like
what
look
you
at
want to
Dio.
do.
Look at Dio. They have 4 heroes all together, like right in the triangle.
I think this is
They're
totally
even
the play. Okay, Jinx is top lane. I'm a little surprised on that.
They had a Hawk
I
here.
thought it would be Juggernaut top lane farming.
They had a Hawk here also. They saw the smoke.
Yeah.
This is also a really annoying thing of playing with Beastmaster, right? Like, if I'm on Dio, I'm like, I think they rewarded it, guys. They saw it.
And it's just a Hawk, yeah.
It's just a Hawk.
Easy one there. Spot for Beastmaster. Might try and take
They still fight. They might fight anyway.
Jinx just running high ground. A little bit of an aggressive play there. Might still kill off Aurora.
Doesn't matter.
Goriak blinks defensively. I thought they just blow up Jinx there, but I guess with the Meteor Hammer, you can't really do too much. The BKB even used by Smiley. Omni Slash, of course, saved by Polo with the counter you talked about earlier. Going for the Blink Black Hole. Enigma not coming through, though. Shrek the Green Knight with the roar stops that in its tracks. The hammer being dropped. Not enough to get Redondo. Polo backs off with the spin run. Gets Astral up after, but Jinx roaring back in. Charging back in. Gets on top of the OD. Not quite enough to kill, but look at the damage coming now. Jorik just cleaning up from the backside as Polo drops once, but that's only Aegis. Arrow
he gonna
perfectly
bolt him?
timed
He's
there,
got-
but
oh,
still,
he's
it's a
got the
triple kill
triple.
for Jork, who just gets to sit on the side of the fight. The easiest triple kill you've ever seen.
I don't even know what to say, Karate. We keep seeing Dio. They just like run at the enemy. They lose a few heroes, but then they just clean up the fight anyways.
I mean, Jinx running a high ground into 3 heroes seemed like, okay, Funny Zone's probably just gonna blow off or take this fight, but really they don't have too much burst outside of like getting a couple crits from PA. You can't go for the combo on OD.
Well, we even saw the Enigma, right? Enigma got nothing off. He got nothing. I don't think he even used
Blinked in
Necros.
to roar, basically, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he absorbed Roar. Maybe you say that, but
Just feel like you have to pop it. He's actually going BKB too, which is kind of surprising. The Roar piercing it plus Astral. We've only seen Astral used defensively thus far on
I'm not really an Enigma player, but I think the idea here is he goes BKB Lincolns, right? Because once he uses BKB, then he's gonna be completely safe until PA gets the missile.
Just need something to pop the Lincolns then, which is most likely the Roar. But
yeah, the other option I've seen is he could go like all items here. Like he could get I'd say he gets like a Shiva's, get like a Greaves, and he just says like, I'm not really an ult. I'm
dude, buff
supposed to get items.
Get an AC.
Yeah, like, stuff like that. I don't think it's bad. The charging.
Koryak. Whoa, okay, that's not the actual Omni Slash, that's just the eggs. And again, the Black Hole gets cancelled. He got stunned up by something. I'm not even sure what it was. It might have been Arrow or something, but still they bring down the OD. Smiley just blinking and cleaning up the Enigma. Polo also getting roared up, but just no damage here. He had the healing roared up in the meantime. Smiley cleaning up one more. It's a 2 for 2 at the moment, but Smiley again trying to run away from this. The Eggs ulti being used there by Polo.
Can keep fighting.
Slash now running back forward to strike the Green Knight, but it's a bit too far. Goes for the actual Omni Slash, but it's all onto the board. That was the only target. Unfortunately there, just jumps off with Smiley. They still can't bring him down. 3 misses, 4 misses in a row for Polo.
I think you just leave because they can't kill Polo and Polo can't kill them.
It's a 3 for 2, but a lot of gold going to Polo. And if I show the fight recap, I guess it only 400 gold going to Polo. Smiley, the big benefactor there though.
I think that was the BKB PA, right? He like actually used it really early this time, and like fought immediately. That Esso finished up with PA
of course,
also.
Missing the black hole again. I'm not even sure what stunned him there. Might have just.
I think he just got arrowed, if I remember.
Was it coconut? Well, because the arrow came after, like immediately
he got
after,
something.
so it wasn't the arrow. It might have been coconut or something. And I guess that's why you need the BKB, because if you don't catch Witch Doctor, he just throws the coconut somewhere. And
yeah.
I mean, if I was playing the Enigma knowing my luck, the coconut would find me. And I think
I think the real thing is like the real power spike. Oh, top lane Jinx is
should be fine. Yeah, no stop.
I was gonna say the big power spike. Big power spike is the Lincoln's BKB. Like I think just having one isn't gonna do much, but once you have both, it's gonna be. He also could have just went straight Lincolns this game, which might have been better, but who knows?
Sure.
Jug. I think once Jug. If we're talking about power spikes, Karate, I think Jug getting MKB is gonna be a huge one. It's definitely something he needs.
I mean, we just miss 4 times in a row against PA. It's always fun to do.
Well, this means, right, that he can at least contest PA if she fights. One thing I'd say, though, is I kind of don't feel like MKB's that good. Some people, probably people would disagree with me, but I feel like it's gotten nerfed so much. You've got to go like Mjolnir or something. It just feels weird.
I have seen people, like, oh god, the last game I casted last week, somebody bought Maelstrom into like another evasion hero, and they're like, oh, it counters her because you're still going to get the magic damage procs from the Maelstrom. So it's like, at least you're still getting some damage even for missed attacks there, but I don't know. I'm still a fan of the you rush rapier instead. But
if you ask me, I like Silver Edge. I've always been a Silver Edge fan, but
that's true.
I don't
really isn't picked up since didn't the recipe change again from having Echo
the
Saber?
recipe changed. I don't even know what it used to be. The Echo Saber when they took out Echo Saber.
Yeah.
It was actually really nice of Echo. I'm
Jinx
kind of
probably
sad.
just dead mid lane. This time does not have the chance to TP out. Probably going to get stunned up. Smiley jumping in. But look at the black hole.
Jork is dead.
Smiley dodges it into the roar. He popped BKB, but still the roar piercing that, of course. Polo using the Swift Slash. No, that was Omni Slash again. This time on to Smiley. Still can't get the kill. Shrek the Green Knight back into Redondo. Tanks the arrow. And down goes CM. They lose 3. Zeus also died back there to Smiley, and now they're just free reign to take Roche and DD up on the
this
PA.
is a free. I think the difference there is kind of we'll kind of see in the Jug. He didn't have MKB there, so he wasn't really doing anything else in that fight. But PA is slowly getting stronger. Like she got the BKB, got the Deso.
PA survives by a millisecond by blinking outside the black hole AoE zombies.
And also, like, Jug doesn't really do much more with talents. Like, he gets armor, he gets healing ward. That's not, like, huge stuff for these fights. But PA...
1 second Omni Slash duration.
PA got, like, what, plus 300 cast range, plus 35% blur. Like, these make it pretty unkillable.
Coup de grace chance, probably.
Yeah, stick at 25, that would be big, too.
Would assume so anyway. 22% chance is pretty nice.
The triple strike is also can't underrate.
True. And mid lane gone. I think this is kind of the way I was expecting the game to go. It takes a little while longer to get there. Especially, again, how Funny Zone played early on. It looked like they were going to take an early lead, but it just never really amounted to much. You kind of just got to wait for Smiley to get big, and now that Smiley's starting to get there, we're seeing Funny Zone take over this game. Still down by 3K, but I think they're clearly in the advantage right now. I don't know how else to word that.
PA is hunting. PA is Gato Bastro, so she can actually threaten Jug now.
It's a lot of
Jinx
heroes
is
grouped up from both teams here. Shrek the Green Knight running up the high ground, gets the roar back onto Polo. Can they eventually bring him down? I don't think so, though. He's going to just pop the Swift Slash back into Aurora. Aurora dropping as well as Shrek the Green Knight. Redondo right there with the freeze, and they save Polo. And wait, I'm just missing kills too. They lose CM. Smiley just getting 2 kills instantly with daggers alone. Just going to go for the cleanup here. Jinx charging away and will live. It's Smiley can't chase that far.
Yes. I think the big difference is Smiley is cleaning up Zeus in every single one of these fights. This is like 3 fights in a row. She just instantly kills Zeus.
1,200 gold for the PA in that single fight too. And just cleaning up a creep wave with a single dagger.
Triple strike on PA.
Oh my goodness.
I just need to wait for a fight now, Karate, where he triple strikes and kills Zeus and CM in the spot.
The only way you can kill this PA, I think, is through Black Hole, really.
I mean, Jug can kind of, but Jug just hasn't... I mean, PA is going directly for Zeus. If Zeus shows it all, she's kind of punishing Jork's positioning, where, like, Jork is just... He's not getting room to play.
But I think, like you said, PA just pops Blur, and Jug is kind of countering for the most part. Unless it's just the Swift Slash. You do have the 2 options now. But the last 2 times they've fought, and Omni Slash has been used, Smiley just pops Blur or blinks away, and they barely get any damage into her.
I think what I'd recommend is Dire or like Zeus shouldn't be at fights anymore. I think he just has to stay back on ults basically.
I mean, we saw him with the triple kill earlier too, where that worked. He just sat on the high ground and casted spells a couple times and ended up with 3 kills.
It just, I mean, like he has Octarine Ags. He can just use that in fights, and if he gets that off, it's pretty good.
Think about going right now. Wants to find Jork. Oh my goodness, just gone 2 crits in a row.
This is what I was talking about. You
Not
cannot
many heroes can survive that. Yeah, instantly gone. No buyback on the Zeus. They're going to jump forward, too, going for the Black Hole. This one's a nice one on the 2, but the save is their defensive. Aegis being popped, but Black Hole down. I think they can just clean up afterwards. Polo still surviving here. Does get out with the spin. The hammer being dropped. Shrek the Green Knight eventually dropping to Redondo, I believe. It's just a 1-for-1 right now. Blinky forward. Aurora going for the coconut. Does connect, but they clean up the cores. Smiley is back in, and he is cleaning out. Not going to go for the tier 3. It looks like Koryak getting a double kill with the Astral ticking there. I think they might just back off. A lot of buybacks use Polo as well, popping his first death in the game.
I think Polo, like, turns, he wanted to Omni, but then I think, like, it was like a Witch Doctor. It's like, I'm not Omni Witch Doctor, it's no point, he's just going to die in a hit. and then after the witch doctor dies, he just gets like stunned. I think by
Bashed up by a dagger. I think.
yeah, and he's just dead. They're even pushing still.
Triple
this is
stifling
kind of what I
dagger
said.
doing some work. I mean, they get rid of the creep wave, but this is tier 3 gone for sure.
Kind of what I said, right? Like Jug can't go on PA. What's Jug gonna do if he runs at PA? Omnio? Oh, PA even has the Ags now, so she can just dodge Omni like completely.
Mm. What does the shard do? Shard blades around her, dealing 12% of a victim's max health on impact and applying break for 3 seconds. That's not bad. That's like good against bristleback and stuff, I would assume.
Only 3 seconds though, remember. It's kind of.
I mean, but still, you use it on somebody like bristleback or Mars, and just.
Here I say 3 seconds, but Silver.
I mean, that's all you're surviving against a PA when
Silver
you don't have defensive.
Seconds, so yeah. She also has got a ton of money recently. I feel she's like keeps getting items.
Abyssal coming very soon for Smiley. I mean, it's just every single fight has just been Smiley gets 3 kills, Smiley gets 2 kills, Smiley gets 3 kills. Like,
oh, they're going mid?
They might be able to find Polo instantly here. Can't get any crits. Smiley jumping in. Does eventually die to the Omni Slash. Will drop Polo. Getting the hits he needs right there. Shrek the Green Knight as well. Koryak blinked aggressively, thinking they could win this. Does have the cheese, but I don't think he loses it here. Dead for sure.
What's happening?
Funny Zone with a bit of a throw. They initiate onto Polo, but don't get the damage necessary. They think they're ahead a bit further than they actually are, I believe.
This shows what happens when they don't get their good like target off on Zeus, right? Because they can't go with BKB because they've got Charge, they've got Enigma. Like whole BKB doesn't actually matter much if they have the options there.
Well, they actually don't even need to use the black hole there anyway. It's still on the
they didn't even
I believe. Now they can maybe go high ground even. Polo just wailing into the tier 3.
It's always weird
as well.
Always weird because I'd be tempted to say he should like spin TP if she buys back, but the timing with that is always weird. You always think like, can I actually spin TP? I feel like she's gonna like teleport in the last second and dash me.
Will eventually go down, I believe. Token up flying out, but dodged out by Polo. Goes all the way back to the creep wave there. Gonna slow down the creep wave, but still think Rack's coming for sure. They don't want to use their buybacks on Funny Zone, not when they're this close to respawning, and that does mean they lose a Rax. Melee down the ranged Rax. The lone survivor in the mid lane for Funny Zone.
Yeah, and Juggle kind of mirrored itself. Both of Ags, both of Battle Furies, both of Basher now.
And this whole game, it's mostly been Jug ahead by an item, and I think it's basically tied now. Why am I not on net worth? It's getting closer to tied. Polo up by about 1,000, 1,100.
Basically, even if you're looking at wealth-wise, like Enigma and Beastmaster, Zeus and OD.
Zeus is actually catching up, surprisingly.
Zeus also has Blink, Octarine, Ghost. I'm gonna say it's a little weird to say. I don't know if I like the Ghost because I feel like he dies before he can get it off.
I guess that's the solution to PA, or maybe like the reactionary buy to PA.
I don't know.
Maybe you could argue like, oh god, Aeon Disc is slightly better.
Aeon Disc is what I kind of like. Aeon stops them from initiating. Like if you initiate on Zeus, Zeus can cast spells.
Yeah, I mean we saw them when they push bottom and they just dived past the barracks to kill Zeus. There was really no counterplay there for Marty Chang.
I will say CM also has a E-Blade right now, so this is
up in 30 seconds, by the way.
CM is actually pretty good counterplay they can use. Well, they smoked a second time, I think.
It's gonna look for an initiation here. We'll see how successful this one is. Not really finding anything thus far.
They just ulted here. I don't know if Radiant saw that.
40 minutes into game 1, though. Not surprising for this game to be close, though. Especially after the start of this game, too.
It's been a pretty nice game so far, though, right, Karate? Like, nice and back and forth.
It's been very back. There's been some like weird plays here and there. This definitely doesn't feel like a normal Dota game, but I also haven't casted too much recently.
You haven't
last
seen
week anyway.
You didn't see the all Dagon build the other day, or all Meteor Hammer
Yes,
team did.
I am not. Roshan is up, and I think both teams know this.
The Hawk.
Yeah, now they both know.
They have
Nimbus
a
up here too.
even, but Nimbus is going.
Nimbus actually does a decent amount of damage to Roche. Damn. We'll just pop the Zeus ulti too. They want to know if these, or Funny Zone is going for a smoke play, which they weren't, but now they are.
Yeah, now they saw the Zeus ult down, so they say let's smoke immediately.
Jumping
basically.
forward, Smiley just clearing off the mid lane, and that might be, hey, they're probably smoked or something. We need to back, but Redondo here caught in the mid lane. Do they have vision on the CM? I don't think so.
If I was Radiant, I'd immediately go back and Roche.
Because they have the space now. Nimbus down plus Zeus ulti.
I mean, they're going to see it, but I guess they went back. Well, we'll see what happens now, at least.
I think they know that they're sitting in the mid lane, but for sure, not getting this Roche for free. We'll see if they want to try and fight this around the pit.
I'd go Roche. Like, force Dire to come back here and get out. They looks like they're going to go on it.
Nimbus up. Smiley should be able to clear this off. Down immediately. They know they're inside the pit, but they just don't know if they're doing it yet, which Funny Zone taking that to their advantage right now, just playing right outside the pit, but not quite starting.
I think they could be threatening this a little better, because they just aren't going. Yeah, they're going to go in finally. Please.
I think it's fine them threatening it slightly. Like, they want to just give a little bit of time, like maybe we're not hitting it, walk out after the Nimbus is gone to make it look like, oh, they're backing or something, and just push them back. You got to be careful playing around your own jungle. Nimbus back up, though. They will see.
Dial's coming slowly now, but
Roshan a bit lower. There's a charge into the Aurora. It's actually on a Smiley arrow, just missing there. It's out comes the Swift Slash, instantly gone as the Witch Doctor. Look at him melt though. Smiley just getting annihilated, going for the black hole on it too. There's nothing to cancel this at all. Triple kill for Polo. The charge from Spirit Breaker getting it done. Jinx with the initiation, the opening. Just too much to handle. The arrow barely missing, and in a free black hole for zombies. And they will get the cleanup on Shrek as well. Roshan going down to Polo almost alone. There is a courier over here too, but if he spots it.
He's the force staff. He can steal it if he wants.
Aurora? Thinking, oh, he's way too early.
Aww. The airport. He had the airport.
I mean, you gotta go for that. Whatever.
What he should have done.
Maybe you don't need to because he doesn't have buyback. I feel like if you have buyback, you for sure go for that. But you look at zombies just immediately pushing pot lane 2. Still no buybacks being used by Funny Zone, and they're losing their tier 3 bottom. I mean, for sure, zombies gonna take this. There's the buyback from the OD, TPing and maybe looking for a kill. Zombies are
maybe he should have waited for Roach to die, because then you'd have all the stuff on the ground, right? And he could like at least get cheese or something.
Now Polo back on the high ground, getting some right clicks into the tower, bringing that one down, and we'll go right into the melee barracks too. Still don't have the tier 2 top lane.
Jug is the Ag's blessings in his backpack, Karate. I don't know what he intends to do with this.
Give it to Enigma, maybe? What's the best Ags here?
There we go, Enigma has it.
Yeah. Is that still the same? Yeah, as the current level of Midnight pulls the Black Hole. That's like never changed, dude.
By the way, I actually like the Enigma shot a ton. It's really neat. Have you seen it?
Interrupting pull towards it in a 1200 AoE, pulls at a rate of 175.
Basically, everyone outside the black hole is slowly pulled towards it.
But you can still walk out of that, right?
But it's like, it's a constant pull, so you're like walking away from it slowly. And it means if like someone's like just outside of the hole, they'll probably get pulled in, right?
Mm.
I think it makes your black hole basically bigger, in essence.
Slightly. I mean, if you're at the very edge, anyway. But yeah, you're right. He has missed a couple of black holes by like just barely. Of course, with the blinks too, you kind of need to be careful. But Jinx actually might just be on top of Koryak instantly, but the blink in from Jordan barely missing Koryak back out. The Swift Slash not quite bringing down Aurora, but the Zeus ulti will. Jumping forward, Shrek the Green Knight has a war if they want to pop it back on Jinx. Not going to use it there. Jinx probably just going to die to right clicks here. Down to Koryak, but no save from the E-Blade. Jinx lives. Are you kidding me? Whose E-Blade even was that? I think that was Jorix. Whose E-Blade is this? Whose man's is
Redondo,
this?
Carry.
Redondo has an E-Blade for some reason. What? I have
said
not
about-
noticed this.
What I said about supports needing to carry. Well, I guess he
Apparently,
stepped up.
E-Blade was the call.
I said they need to carry. I didn't need to say what they need. Apparently, they need to carry E-Blades.
Legit? You might as well. Ghost Scepter, of course. Good pickup against this lineup. We'll look for more. Shrek the Green Knight just getting a couple axes out here. They're trying to like side rage this as Smiley running him, but again, Jinx with just a really great charge. Roar back onto Jork. They want to try and save him, but again, the E-Blade from Redondo just being such a pest, going for the black hole. Gets everybody locked in. 2 down instantly. That's a dieback from OD. Koryak calling GG. And Smiley can't do it alone. Might just die to Polo at the very end here. Swift Slash being popped. Not quite dying, but eventually would have a 26k gold lead at the very end of it. Marty Chang eventually taking this. Just clean. I mean, it started out kind of sloppy, I think, for both teams, but Marty Chang just crisping up in the end. Super fresh plays there from Redondo as well. 47-minute game going to Marty Chang.
I don't understand how to read this on Twitch. It says like you've got 8 viewers, and you look into like users or whatever viewing it. And
Yeah,
I was like,
the Twitch viewer list is definitely insane. We got Guam in here though, so don't shit talk Guam.
yeah, but is he actually in it? I can't tell because it says a lot of other people in it also.
Let me just type fuck MX Squire in the chat and see if anybody responds.
Okay.
That's the only way to make sure people are here.
Like I'm looking at this user list, and it lists like 20 people in the chat.
I think it's mostly bots too, and they might not count. But I don't really have a bot set up.
I mean, I see like it says zombie exports in here. It says Zero Escape, Tenbu, Guam, Badger, Birdman, Guam,
Classics, of
Guam,
course.
PMA. I mean, this is like I have to do some heavy math here. 15 people at least, 20.
It might be like delayed too,
Maybe.
but who knows? The chat might have just
I
been
mean-
who was in here at one point. I don't know. I've literally always wondered that too, how it works.
Oh, well, back to the game.
Oh, are we in the lobby? Yes.
I'm in the lobby.
Yeah,
I'm in
the
the lobby.
lobby's up, by the way.
Back to the game. Look at the scoreboard, I guess. 16-1 Polo stands out to me. Pretty powerful.
I mean, it's a great game from Polo, only dying the one time to that. I mean, basically just crit storm from Smiley. Strong performance there. Redondo, I think this is like kind of what we're expecting from the supports. 2 and 10. A lot of deaths when you're playing against Beastmaster, OD, PA, Mariah.
I was gonna say this is kind of what we were expecting from Redondo for a
It's
second. I was
kinda-
like, wait a second.
Dude, this is a lineup that's like designed to kill you. So
Yeah. I mean, the Jug definitely popped off a little. I didn't exactly think he'd like completely run away with it or anything. I'm surprised he. I mean, I guess like Beastmaster is just heavy physical, and Jug just has lots of armor. I don't really know.
I think Jinx had a really good game too.
Oh yeah, I saw lots of good charges and movements by him.
I mean, a lot of their fights were just initiated by charges into like 2 or 3 cores, and that's it. That's basically the dream as a Spirit Breaker. We'll wait for the game 2 lobby to go up, though. Did the most damage.
I'm in the lobby right now.
Who did the most damage that game? I guess who did the most damage that game?
Deuce.
Yeah, that's easy. All right, who did the least damage that game?
That's actually kind of hard. Spearbreaker?
It's Redondo.
Oh, I should have expected that. I didn't really give any spells off.
Spearbreaker actually was 16k. Did more than Enigma, surprisingly.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he kept charging, right? He like charged, bash, spear, greater bash, Bolton.
Constant aggression.
I mean, I love it when people prove me wrong.
To be honest,
I say karate. They should just pick the Nyx hero. Nyx hero is so powerful.
I think honestly, I mean they win it anyway. But yeah, I agree. Polo just, I mean, maybe the Juggernaut kind of outscales PA into the late game is the other big thing too. And it kind of just comes down to a couple of fights going your way, which could have gone like 50-50 based on like crit chance, which kind of sucks, but
I still definitely feel
when like they found initiations onto Jork, they were successful, but then they try and go onto Juggernaut, and Polo is just way too tanky for that. I mean, you press one button and you have a free BKB into like Swift Slash, Omni Slash. Such a hard hero to initiate on, and they paid for it.
I kind of feel like if Radiant's go into this game too, they've got to just. I mean, this coordination. Like they did really good lanes, but they felt like they didn't group after that. Like Dio kind of like lost lanes, and they're like, we've got to pick it up, and they all grouped and fought, and they did it. Like this kind of goes back to the one fight, right, where they went top lane, where like they beat Enigma teleports in solo. Radiant kind of runs at him, and then Dio just teleports the whole team and wins the fight. I feel like we just saw that like again and again.
Yeah. I don't know. I think hopefully we get a Nyx picked up if OD is picked again, but I don't know if they're gonna first pick it or be super aggressive with it.
I mean, it looks like they had good counters to it.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I mean, they played around it just fine, and it didn't even they didn't counter it directly because OD super aggressive mid lane, definitely won the lane. I think for sure. Every single fight, some of the early black holes were just essentially countered by the OD completely, whether he missed them by a couple inches and then he had to save.
I don't really want to throw shade against Enigma, but one thing is also they weren't even getting Enigma ults off really and still winning the fight.
I mean, the one fight where he missed basically everybody, they still win that fight. And then I think late game he did fine. He did his job just picking up 2 cores. The last one onto the OD as well just seals the game. You probably had already won anyway at that point, but
definitely glad he made the attempts. I think he was doing a good job.
Yeah.
Is part of it is just saying they also just won anyways because I guess he kind of went in such a way they had to roll him, right? And that kind of opened the game for the Jug.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Jug's pretty hard to roar as well.
Yeah.
You just pop Omni Slash and suddenly you're invulnerable.
I don't want to look at the graph because I remember Radiant was making a comeback basically when it kept killing Zeus. You can kind of see there's a big spike. Yeah, PA basically got 7,000 gold in 5 minutes. I'm looking at. Wait, are these new people? Who's this? Who's this new guy?
Wait, is it?
I think they don't have zombie exports anymore.
Oh, that might have been the stand-in.
You see this new person?
Yeah. Yeah, no, zombies left. He said good luck game 2 team. And then Polo said thank you.
Oh,
Exclamation point.
unfortunate. I mean, nice to understand him.
And you flamed him, Skater. Well,
No, no, I played the stand-in. Stand-in bad. Please flame.
that's rough. Getting flamed by Skater in your first match in League of Legends.
Oh, this way he'll get better.
Radiant
Constructive
team
flame, you know.
Sure.
Dire team ban.
I don't really know how things switched around, but I do know that Smiley team is now last pick.
Dire team ban.
I believe they weren't last pick before.
Radiant team pick.
Do you think we're going to see any first pick here, Karate? Like anything specific? Like
I
Spear
don't think they
Breaker?
go for the OD again. Just
Well, this is-
the OD wasn't even first pick last game. I think it was Spirit Breaker.
Marty
what
Chang
was
is
it?
going to first pick
Spirit Breaker
Spear Breaker.
Mirana.
10 seconds remaining.
Was it Mirana first pick last game?
They did Spear Breaker Jug,
5 seconds remaining.
and then the other side was Mirana OD.
Yeah.
I think I mean, if I'm
Bands.
the Slayers, I'd say the Spear Breaker was pretty good. I'd be fine to pick it.
It's
Bizarre.
I think they
Sick,
played
wait a-
really well with it. I don't know if it's a strat you pull out again because it just allows you to be so active on the map, but I think you can counter it decently easy enough. Like they weren't prepared for it in the mid game at all. Like you saw them basically just turn fights by himself, and Tusk being a similar hero actually.
Kind of questioning why they used all reserve time, though. You kind of
that
don't
does
want to.
seems kind of strange. Both these teams are very much love to use their reserve time.
I understand. I'm saying this as a person who uses the reserve time. I'm trying to say that's not exactly a good thing to do.
5 seconds remaining.
Generally not favored. They're using reserve time also on dial. No.
Both of these teams love to use their reserve time. Maybe they were like trying to keep it equal. They're seeing who can use the most. Random the last hero potentially.
Radiant team pick.
Grimstroke.
Grimstroke? Hey. They're doing it, Karate. They've taken the Grimstroke.
Do you first pick it though? I mean, I guess it's decent in a Tusk too, because I think it
I mean,
prevents
it's
you
a kind
from
of weird
snowballing.
versus Tusk. Because you
10
can
seconds
you can just snowball to dodge Inkswell.
5 seconds remaining.
I think it's I mean, I don't know. You never want to like use Grimstroke ults on Tusk. That's kind of weird in the first place, but I think Tusk actually counters Grim in lane, if anything, because you use Inkswell and then Tusk just uses his snowball. It's very easy to counter. And it's very easy to time, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, you do have to like.
Dire
I don't
team
know if you necessarily need to pick combos with
Lion?
it.
What?
This is a little strange opening.
Okay.
Essentially, 2 supports in the first 2 picks is
Yeah.
always frowned upon, but
Yes. You never, please don't use 2 supports in the first pick. Just to explain why,
remaining.
this means you can pick heroes like Batrider, you can pick Enigma, you can pick all these off-lane heroes who just punish pos 5s when they see the pos 5 pick.
Radiant team ban.
Okay, this kind of explains things. Koryak, I've heard and seen is a very good Void Spirit player, and Grimstroke is like a really good combo of Void Spirit, right? Because you Inkswell him and he just goes straight in. Are you a Lion fan,
10
Karate?
seconds
no,
remaining.
that hero is so
Oh.
hard to play. I feel like it's similar to CM, except the only part is you just die a bunch and that's it.
He's one of those heroes where he feels so niche. I kind of like seeing him because it's like if you can make him walk.
Radiant team ban.
It's like
Sure,
it's like
it's
the
decent into Void Spirit too. Like they have good lockdown for a Void
that
Spirit.
that is something I'd say. It feels like they picked the Grimstroke for Void Spirit, and then they picked this Lion, and they just like counted the Void Spirit. Like Tusk Lion, I think counters Grim Void Spirit.
I don't know if entirely, but there is a lot of like counterplays there.
They've got tons of lockdown. Like imagine the Void Spirit is initiated on. Lion stuns him, Lion hexes him, Tusk snowballs, Tusk ults. We'll see how it progresses though. Jug banned. I agree with a Jug ban. Polo is very strong on that
I
hero.
also don't want to see Jug again. Mix it up. Throw some different
You don't
cores.
like Jug?
There's only 4 cores to pick from. Medusa ban is a little strange, but
But we'll see lots of carries banned out. We see Alk ban, we see Dusa, we see Alkin. So what I'd say, Karate, they're just kind of banning meta heroes. Like Alk and Medusa are very meta heroes in the DPC in NA from what I've seen. Very powerful heroes.
Alk, yes, I do see Alk in a decent amount of pubs as well. Medusa's rare.
I saw Arteezy playing it a ton. I've also seen Matumba Man.
Mm.
Seconds remaining.
I mean, it is pretty weird seeing the hero too. I think the builds with Medusa have kind of changed somewhat. I'm still partial to the Rapier Rush Dusa, but nobody likes doing that anymore. It's still good, like especially with the True Strike change too.
I mean, you aren't wrong.
10 seconds
I don't know.
remaining.
People just need to
Man up.
Man up.
5 seconds remaining.
Become
I would
confident in
Rapier
your
Rush.
ability to buy Rapier.
Here, we can party together. I'll Rapier Rush Dusa and feed it.
Oh god. It's legit Rapier Rush into like Master Madness or something.
Don't worry,
I think
I'll
you
rush
actually
it.
need tankiness, but
I can't guarantee if I'll
I think you go
live, but I'll
mid
do it.
too, but
Just say the word and I'll do it.
I'm pretty sure you can go mid with it and then just rush Rapier into like Scotty or some shit because you have Rapier to farm with.
Troll picked. Sand King picked.
Is it
Sand
into,
King.
like Sand King offlane though into Troll?
I don't know. I was just gonna quickly say Sand King Grimstroke is very good.
What, Ink Swallow plus stun from
Yeah.
Sand King for setup? And then you probably
Well, yeah,
have
you
Sandstorm.
ink swell him. He blinks. He burrow strikes. There's burrow strike stun, and then the ink swell is right after. So it like
Well, you're not
really
even
nice
thinking
move.
lane. You're thinking like late game. We're not really.
yeah,
late
I'm thinking
game,
like
mid
mid game counters and stuff.
Late game
Troll!
lane is fine too if you want to run Grimstroke Sand King. Void Spirit could be
Troll's-
flex here though.
Troll's kind of weird. I kind of like Troll with like Witch Doctor type supports who are aggressive. Like Troll Lion is. I mean, we're not even discuss the fact that it's a pos 5 Lion, which is more questionable.
Radiant team picked. Mirana.
See how they want to play this though. Because like I think you could flex this Void Spirit, but seeing the Marana pick, it's like okay, Grimstroke's going to be top, Void Spirit's most likely mid, and it's a Sand King Marana off lane. I think you were saying last game too, with the Marana picked first. Sand King's a really good combo with that. They're going for it this time. So I think their offlane's pretty strong. Maybe not the best. Troll is pretty defensive. One of the
Sand
harder
King
cores to kill.
Marana. Sand King Marana is a very powerful offlane.
Yeah. I still think you can find kills onto the hero.
I mean,
Lion
especially-
as well. Lion is like the easiest kill in the world for these two.
Yeah, Karate. If I'm on Mount Dio, I'm like, man, I get to lane most of Troll Lion lane. This is
That doesn't seem too great for Troll and Lion. That seems like very passive, honestly.
maybe we'll wait to see though. What could make this viable? Maybe we'll see the tri lane again. Like Tusk might just stay there. 'Cause if-
Sure. I mean, they
Wild.
kind of did that last game, right? With Enigma solo landing in Spear Breaker.
Radiant team back.
I mean, obviously it was the other team, but we have seen that happen in this series.
Track the heck.
Now we're getting some weird
Obviously this is a
pickups.
mid pick, right?
I guess this is assuming Void Spirit's gonna go mid unless Shrac's not horrible into the
Basically.
hero.
I mean, as a voice field player, I think I like playing versus Strat. But
I think I don't know. I don't know what how that matchup goes. Obviously, I think this is Leshrac mid for sure, right? Like you just need an
heroes you
offlaner.
want to pick Lesh to counter, right? What are the heroes you counter off Lesh?
Radiant team ban.
That's a good question. OD
Well,
potentially.
well, I'll answer it. Generally, you want to pick Lesh versus like illusion heroes. Like if you see a PL, you just lock him.
For
He's
clear.
not
Okay.
Lesh because he just does heavy like magic damage in an
10
area,
seconds remaining.
and he can kill all of you. Like these are all melee heroes also, so they have no way to
5
avoid his
seconds
damage
remaining.
basically. But what I'm trying to say basically is I don't see any of that dial, so I don't really get the pick.
I feel you.
It's kind of weird also because like he doesn't combo with Tusk.
Hold on. It still hits Sand King while he's in Visit
True,
Sandstorm.
true, it does have
The
that.
Diabolic Edict still hits. That's the counting.
And if they don't buy dust, he can still kill them. He doesn't need vision to kill them. Maybe that's the trick. It doesn't buy dust most of them.
10 seconds remaining.
Dota buff is currently
5 seconds
saying
remaining.
Leshrac counters Void Spirit slightly. I don't know why, but I guess in lane because he does heavy magical damage.
Team pick.
Slaughter.
What do you want Luna's pick, dude? I think Luna's still in the meta as well. Offlane center.
10
And that's good
seconds
patrol. I want to see more Lunas. That's all I'm saying.
seconds remaining.
The hero's fun to watch, especially when you get eggs. It's not fun to play against when Luna has eggs and then you just die. When
Not fun for me to play because she makes you look bad. She is like 200 CS by like 10 minutes in.
Well, yeah. I mean, so does Alchemist. So does like
Yes.
any other major farming hero like AM.
She's kind of interested in that matter. She like farms. You kind of want to lane. You win your lane and you go jungle. And you have like Manta, Dragonlance, whatever by like 15 minutes or something ridiculous, and you could just push down, fight.
You may now
Well, there's a
select
slaw.
your heroes.
So I didn't mention it karate, but Leshrac also kind of heavily counters Slok. There's another reason why you pick
True.
Lesh. So maybe they're out to get me. Maybe they just want to draft stuff to question my picks. But
I don't know. I think if they're running this very aggressive like pushing lineup with Troll Slaughter plus a Leshrac to hit towers, like I think they're looking to just end this game early.
I mean they have. If you want to
Maybe.
say Polo was definitely like the carry last game, and they've got all this stuff to amp him. They've got the Slaughter, they've got the Tusk.
Tag team
Like, if you-
combos. Wait, does tag team work with Diabolic Edict since it's physical damage?
I don't think so, but it technically
That would
work.
be legit, dude. That
Would
would
work
be
with
insane.
I mean, I'm gonna have to say I predict Radiant to win this.
I don't
What
know.
do you-
It feels okay for Funny Zone. Like their heroes are harder to kill, but Marty Chang is like endless stuns. Every single hero has a stun basically, except for Troll. But
I mean, I can't vouch for Slok pick into Leshrac.
if you just want to rate it by stun, I need to go. Hold on. I need to grab some water.
Okay.
Also close my window.
Prepare for battle.
You have learned nothing.
Can't hear you. It's looking spicy.
Okay, I am back. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. I don't think I missed anything. Jinx top
there's
lane
been a-
starting out with boots. Love this Tusk build, of course, the usual one. Little
The
sad
classic
noob doesn't also,
Tusk build.
little sad noob doesn't also go for boots, so you can just run at people. But you know. Oh well. Probably going to be Grimstroke top lane.
Probably Iris, 4 healers bottom. They want to fight this.
I think they're kind of seeing their weakness in the laning stage slightly. Other than, like, bottom lane is where you have the major advantage, for sure. Top lane is, like, Slark, I guess, just leaps outside of the tag team. Maybe they actually have an advantage at level 1. Now that I think about it. I don't know why I said that, but... Shrek the Green Knight is going to try and find Polo underneath the tower, but probably doesn't want to stun into the range of the tower. Can't quite get behind Redondo either. But they know they have strength down here. It's a lion. I mean, like we said in the draft, it's lion troll. Not a lot of counter plays there. Basically just a lion stun. There's not a lot of damage there either. Redondo actually getting super aggressive here. Try to go and sneak a bounty rune like he did last game. Very similar play last game from him. And he didn't get the bounty rune that time either, but still. Can't knock him for trying. And actually, he's running top lane, maybe? Kind of a weird movement from him, but maybe he wants Polo to get level 2 really quickly. Also, level 1 fervor on Troll, is that the build?
Not. I mean, I don't think it's terrible. He kind of wants all of his levels, but it's weird.
Goes 2
Oh,
for
it looks like
4
he's
in
going
the first wave.
WE basically. Basically, he doesn't want to be He doesn't want to be melee in this. I guess he wants to stay away.
In this lane. I guess yeah. The best thing you can do against Sand King is just stay away from him. Stay outside the Sandstorm. He is just not doing the hottest when it comes to CS, though. Kind of a rough start for him so far, but...
I kind of wish my camera is not moving around nicely.
It might be you just have to restart Dota. I've had that issue before, too. Or, like, rejoin the lobby. It's like some weird interactions when that noob is going to get stunned up top by the Inkswell, but it's still... You can't quite find the kill. He just got a couple of stacks of the Essence Shift, and that's about it. Just push Slardar back for a little bit. Make sure he can't bash you. Boon with the level 1 arrow, of course. I'm not 2 minutes in, still no real threat to first blood. Mid lane, Leshrac versus Void Spirit. Looks like it's slightly favoring Koryak so far, but essentially tied. I mean, 1 CS, not a lot. Jorik also getting a range creep deny as I'm watching as well. So I think we're basically just tied in the mid lane. Maybe Koryak's slightly ahead, but still not bad for Jorik. Really just the goal. Actually, maybe not even to take the tier 1 early mid lane. He's not putting any levels at all into Diabolic Edict.
I guess he just wants to go hyper-oppressive. He knows basically if he tries to go for the tower, I think Koryak's just going to kill him later.
As soon as he gets level 6, basically.
Yeah. I kind of still like levels in EW because then you could just like go take the safe lane tower.
With like 1 rotation, you can just go take the 2 off lane towers or 2 side lanes.
I kind of like Leshrac. His ult is basically like a mini DP ult in terms of like it just takes towers.
See if he starts rotating really. Again, with the levels, without the levels in Diabolic Edict, I don't think you can rotate as strongly on Leshrac. I think you rotate, maybe get a kill. It's a little bit harder for the hero to do. I guess you gotta slow. Your target's not really gonna be Slark though. Maybe bottom lane would be safer. Polo going for the 1-2-1 at the moment. Canaro connecting on Apollo, but still just a bit of chip damage here and there. Redondo taking some brunt of that. I think Polo actually tanking the arrow. A little bit of a get down, Mr. President there for Redondo. Top lane as well. Noob getting a couple bashes in, just trading with Smiley. Good game for him last game. Smiley couldn't quite pull the win out, but still, strong performance from them. And a really close game as well, I think. Only once that game back. We do have a snowball in. Aurora just barely missing. The Inkswell won't go for the kill. Needs just 1 bash, and I think that's it. Trying to deny Roche, but it's not going to happen. That's a level 2 bash finishing you off. Grimstroke gone for the first blood, and I also miss a kill bottom too. Redondo stun plus fish. This is kind of a weird level 2 build for a lion. Normally you're seeing at least one level into mana drain early, or at level 2, but going for all disable.
Polo getting the kill. We're gonna see Polo carry another game.
This is very similar to last game too. Redondo just doing a nice job giving
If you
Polo this much
Redondo,
space.
You're having PTSD, right, Karate? Oh no, what happened last game?
I mean, I guess. I shouldn't say similar to what happened last game, because Redondo did die a couple times. This game, it doesn't feel like he will, especially with Baboon rotating a lot more this time. He barely rotated all out. Okay, Redondo's probably just dead right now. Stun
not
from Shrek the
again.
Green Knight coming in into an arrow. No, he's actually saving it right now. Still,
He's got arrow, so
I think he's
he's
still just
blocking
dead,
him.
though.
He doesn't
I
need
mean,
the
he's just
arrow.
dead to right clicks right now.
he's dead anyways.
Yeah. He's got the
Oh.
fairy fire, but still probably dead. Yes.
Wow. Redondo's
Top
gonna-
lane, though, look at this. Supports just dying back and forth across the map. Both wanting the bounty runes there. And two greedy supports getting punished, I guess. Both in very aggressive spots. They will go for the arrow, this time into Polo, but they just don't have the damage for this. Redondo also TPing back in. Get some damage back into Baboon, but the leaps just basically mean you can't kill the Marana here. As well, thinking about running back at Smiley, did have a bash up soon. Aurora doing his core, a solid, filling up his bottle. In the mid lane. Just gonna block out, look for the rune. Not even spawning in the top lane where we get this engagement happening. Snowball back into Koryak. He does have level 6 jumping at Jork, and like we said, as soon as that level 6 comes up for Void Spirit, Koryak just jumping in, and Jinx might be next. But no, he's actually just too fast. With the boots up, he's fine. Tranquils as well, even a tip coming out for Aurora there. Really made a big fight at that rune. Doesn't even spawn there. Also lose a courier too, but Noob just cleaning up Smiley immediately afterward.
Kills everywhere, there's too many. Jork dies, bottom dying, top dying.
Dondo as well, gonna get stunned up into an arrow. Redondo getting super low, does have a fish soon, pops the dust, turning it back around. Redondo does drop, but maybe they can bring down Shrek the Green Knight. They do. Polo even using an ultimate. Nice shards from Jinx, but that's a Marana you're going after.
He was alive, I think, or something.
I mean, that's still... Now we're similar to last game, where Redondo is dying, but Polo is still getting a lot of space. Like, 30 CS, you are behind the Void Spirit, but still, one kill kind of weighs into that. Koryak doing a nice job mid lane again, too. And I think we can kind of crown him the victor in this lane as well. 38-30 when it comes to creep score. Might be able to kill Jork again, too, very soon if he can keep the damage up. Actually dodging the stun there, jumping back in, maybe looking for the Aether Remnant. No, he's just going to play it safe. Didn't quite have enough mana. Did have Arcane Rune during that whole time, so he basically just gets a bunch of free damage out and maybe looks at killing Jork a little bit. Still going to try and be aggressive in that mid lane there and protect his tower. Just a little bit of damage. Not often do you see a Void Spirit have more damage than a Leshrac into the tier 1 tower. But we do get that this game. Shrek the Green Knight trying to get a stun on Redondo, but doesn't quite have the distance. Looks like he just missed it there. And a regen rune for Koryak too. He's getting all the rune luck this game. Shrek the Green Knight. This time stun into Redondo. Arrow connects, and the right clicks are there from the Sand King. They don't have vision to finish him off. Polo has to back away. Does have the ultimate back up if they want to run at Sand King again. Maybe have another rotation from Tusk, but Polo this time he's staying a little bit more aggressive in the bot lane, I guess. Shrek the Green Knight gonna go for the epicenter. Is this enough damage? 2 more ticks. Do it? No, it's not quite enough. It would have been 1 more tick, but it's just sort of... I forgot the pulse is actually scaled. The arrow barely missing from Baboon. Nice try there, looking for it. Polo able to get away. Does lose his courier, jumping in his Koryak. Yeah, there's the Inkswell combo I think you brought up in the draft, too. His Tusk is just gone.
Accidents also. Interesting, the point in W. We don't see that often.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
This is kind of what we saw last game, right? Where Jork has a decentish game, but the mid, not Jork, Polo has a decentish game, but Koryak's doing well. Actually,
It's a
3
scan
heroes
here
here.
too. They want to try and find Jork in the
Jork,
jungle, but they will fight him immediately. He's just going to get silenced up as well as stunned. The snowball actually saving him for now. The Aether Remnant there, they're going to turn this right back into Koryak. There's a rotation from Noob as well. Running down Aurora, gets the bash, plus the ulti. And Noob with a killing spree instantly there. What a rotation. Jinx as well, right on top of it. Made sure the Inkswell didn't connect.
We were saying in the draft about the Inkswell. You see, he uses the Inkswell, he goes on Lesh, but the snowball just completely dodges it all. After
They don't have the lockdown yet. I think the ulti, the Soulbind, like prevents you from snowballing since it does technically count as a root.
But also then you saw like the lion just hexes Void Spirit, and once he's hexed, he's just dead because he just gets instant. They have so much control for him.
Like I've seen a lot of games where Void Spirit's picked and you don't have the lockdown for Void Spirit, so he kind of just runs away with the game. But this game, like, this is a top Void Spirit game. Cannot get caught out by Lion, can't get caught out by Slardar. It's very easy to happen. Bottom lane too, Shrek the Green Knight getting aggressive again, this time in a Tusk. Will get spotted out from the ulti too from Slardar. Does take the tower, but loses his life at the same time. Arrow missing again from Baboon. So they will lose their Sand King, and Polo has rotated, I believe, to the top lane. Jork kind of getting caught out mid again, but not quite going to die to this. Polo just running top lane, getting super aggressive into Smiley. They do not want to give Smiley a lot of space here. And so far, kind of successful in that. Smiley has eclipsed Polo and CS in the last minute here. Up by almost 20 now, Jesus. In fact, as soon as I say it, he gets up by 20. And the two, I mean, both of these games we watched, Smiley and Polo kind of seem super close when it comes to farm, I've noticed. And we're getting the exact same thing this game too. They're like always like an item or two at the same time. They're connected. Redondo might actually get a nice juke out here. He's just hiding in the trees and will eventually get spotted. Silenced up, Shrek the Green Knight up here as well, and they don't want to try and fight 2v3. Especially when Sand King ulti is up.
Polo back to first place on the leaderboard.
Dude, it's just back and forth. Void Spirit actually now taking over. The three, all the cores are basically tied right now. Sand King just the lowest there.
It looks like Void Spirit's getting Orchid, first item. It's going to be a big threat to Lesh. Lesh is getting his Yule, so we're going to... I don't think
comes first. I mean, Yule's kind of just, even if you purge the Orchid with the Yules defensively, he's still just Aether Remnancy, right? Like, you kind of have to use the Yules aggressively.
That is an issue that you can't,
Oh, top lane, we are getting initiation back on to Shrek the Green Knight. That is a dead Sand King if I've ever seen one. Redondo getting a finger stack up.
If we want to compare off lanes, Shrek is 2-4 and the Slaughter is 3-0-4. So the Slaughter, and this is last pick Slaughter, which turns out it's working out pretty well.
Is under attack.
9-7, 13 minutes in. It still kind of seems like, I don't know, but did both tier 1s gone? I'm pretty sure this is just a dead even game, is what it feels like. I'm not really sure either team has an advantage right now after the laning stage, but we will get a smoke in the mid lane from Marty Chang. Going at Aurora, the kind of a strange target, but you will take the kill with the blink reveal on Noob, and that leads immediately into a tier 1. I mean, like you were saying too, similar to how you would play a Death Prophet, Leshrac, you take fights around objectives and just immediately take them after. A slight advantage now from Marty Chang, but it still doesn't really feel like, you know, they're in control. Blink Dagger is up on Shrek the Green Knight. Even the offlaners are kind of tied right now. Going for the ulti again. The change there. Oh, the arrow actually could connect, but he got him inside the snowball. I almost dodged it there. Jinx just barely. I think if he would have waited in the snowball just slightly longer, maybe Leshrac survives, but even then there's 4 heroes there from Funny Zone. I think they just run you down anyway. It's super close though from Jinx. Polo's still just farming the top lane. Not quite at his Battle Fury. Look at Smiley as well, picking up the Echo Saber.
Dire's top tower is under
Neck and neck with the Troll. As we do lose Redondo in the mid lane as well, just blinking forward direct to Ignite. Here's the TP in. They want to jump on top of the Sand King. Gets a couple of hits, plus the bash. The stun coming from Jork finishes off the Sand King underneath the Sandstorm. They will save the tier 1 for now. Going for the shards. Connects! Locks a roar in beautifully. What a play from Jinx. Guarantees them another kill.
Tusk is a beautiful hero. When his shards hit, his shards hit.
You know when you got a good Tusk player, when that's like 3rd shard in a row I've seen that's just been perfect. Baboon going for the TP away. They need a hit. They get the bash immediately, plus the Tusk punch.
No, I don't think
Was
he cut
prepared.
that. Or what? I think he cut it.
I think that's true. It might have already been cut down because that is like
It
a
kind of
normal.
looked like it was cut already.
It's like a normal. Oh, that's Yule's defensively in the mid lane. But again, I mean, just like I said, you use it defensively and it's right into the Aether Remnant.
I will say though, Karate, I don't really know what you do alternatively, like rush Bloodstone.
You don't rush Aeon Disc.
If you rush Bloodstone and he orchids you, you're dead anyways.
bottom tower is under attack.
I mean,
yeah, there
maybe
really
one-
isn't a counterplay. It's kind of just you can't be caught out alone like that. There isn't an item that really saves you. Maybe BKB, I guess.
I mean, if he has Bloodstone, I think he'd be tanky enough that he can do it. Oh, Redondo's dead.
This is just mid tier 1 gone as well. We just go back and forth with all of these games, by the way. Only 2 permanent Agi though for Slick. That's not a lot.
Hey, I'm excited for it. I don't know how good the play is. I think there was some mistakes we'll see, but I think it's really interesting, right? Because it's very close.
Dire's top
I can't really say who's gonna win this for sure. Like it looks
Yeah,
very
it definitely
close.
feels like, you know, it was a 1k gold lead the other way 2 minutes ago, and now we're swaying back the other way. Mid tier 1
Go
gone.
back, all the way back.
We'll see what happens now. We're expecting it, Marty Chang to take a 1k gold lead again. Polo might just get caught out right now, though. There's a big rotation in the top lane underneath the Moonlight Shadow. Koryak actually spotting Polo in the trees. Polo trying to juke this out. Kind of just feels that the rest of the team is here, but is going to get the Aether Remnant. He's got the ulti, but the silence up. The stun as well from Shrek the Green Knight. Needs to get the ulti up, but he doesn't have the time. Polo dropping and a huge kill for Funny
At least that
Zone.
was 4 hits, right? A decent commitment.
Are they still looking for more? They're not even
I don't
trying to
know.
push this.
Oh, he's gone.
Ooh, that would have been
I think-
huge if both cores just died. But I mean,
Excellent.
kind of normal for this series. They don't
Yeah,
quite bring on Smiley.
Yeah, you see, Smiley made a mistake. He should have died there to keep it balanced.
Yeah, keep it balanced, as all things should be in this series. Apparently,
Perfectly balanced is all things should be.
they will jump mid lane into Koryak though. He does have 2 ulti charges to get away from this, but out comes the epicenter straight onto Noob. The arrow does connect, but still, can they bring down Koryak? Going for the finger, Redondo doesn't quite get it off, and now is just going to die to Smiley.
Oh,
Running in from the mid lane, they clean up 4.
But,
Strong fight from Funny Zone. They almost get the Void Spirit,
I
but
mean, you saw Donda like running in the Void Spirit, and it's so sad. He just dies.
yeah.
I
Damage
mean,
would have been there with the finger, but even still, they lose 4 heroes.
I think part of the issue is they can't lead off with a Tusk snowball, right? It's just not fast enough. And I think he snowballed him, but he just dodged it.
They
Basically.
need like they blink in with the Slaughter stun, but when he doesn't have bashes prepared either, like the lockdown isn't there. You gotta lead with that fish or something. It's like a blink online almost.
I think what they should do ideally, they should lead like. Oh, it's Polo.
No, he's
Polo
fine.
up
Leaf
bottom.
just barely missing there.
Mid lane. Leshrac.
Throwing out the tip. The arrow connecting on the Leshrac, just dropping his York. But again, the save from Jinx. Is he able to get away? Silence as well. Pop. The right click's not going to be enough. He actually gets healed in Redondo with the double kill.
Jork's the best player I've seen. He just baits both of them.
I think that was mostly on Jinx for the save there, but sure, you
I
can
don't
give it to
know, that was
Jorix. You can give it to Jorix if you want.
We'll give it to both of them. Jinx has been playing out of
I
his
mean,
mind.
Jinx was just positioning there was perfect.
Yeah, Jinx is amazing. I would not, no way say anything.
Oh, this might be a
against-
kill for Noob, too. If he blinks forward, does not connect on the stun. Struck the Green Knight, throwing out the smallest Sand King stun you've ever seen, but still gonna Noob. I think they could take Roche. I'm a little surprised they aren't doing it right now with Void Spirit down. Because, like,
true,
Diabolic
that's
Edict
actually really-
plus Corrosive Haze?
They would have taken. They would have got it, especially if no Void Spirit. I think it'll 100%. I think what they're afraid of is the Blink Sand King, like blinking slow.
Sure. And, yeah, as soon as I say that, too, Funny Zone's actually scanning it.
Radiant's
They're
bottom
in there.
tower is under attack.
Redondo
Oh, no.
running high ground. This is a blink on Sand King too, so I don't think he got
Oh,
spotted
no.
though. Redondo, they're running forward. They want to try and find Polo. Polo almost dropping, trying to get in range for the snowball. Can't quite get it off though. Doesn't have the blink on the Tusk. He has to walk in and he can't quite get a target off. Ulti also being popped from Aurora to guarantee the snowball doesn't come out. They will clean up too.
I decided if that was smart or what, because it looks like they saw Lion. I'm not sure if they saw Lion and like kept moving, which was the right play, or they just didn't see
I
him
don't
at
think
all.
they saw Redondo.
Yeah, because if they saw him and just kept moving,
But they immediately de-ward the ward, so they might have seen him. I don't know.
they probably
Jumping in.
saw
This
him.
is Hex immediately on a Koryak. They might try and turn this finger not quite off cooldown yet, but it doesn't matter.
I mean, look how much they got. So much catch
Dude,
for him.
he just blinked high ground into 3 separate stuns. You are dead for sure on Void Spirit there. Going back into Slark is able to pop the ulti, but the stun's connecting from Jork, still keeping the Diabolic Deed out. He's out of mana, but the right clicks. Is this going to be enough? No, Smiley jumps away, gets the healing from Radiant having no vision on top of him. We'll get the Corrosive Haze on top, able to purge it away immediately.
Really good
And
chain
just
stuns.
a Void Spirit dying.
They didn't have the Lion ult, unfortunately.
Tower is under
If he had the ults, I think he dies.
I think they get both there too, because you just kill Void Spirit that much faster, and then Slark is kind of out of his element.
The prize is mine.
That's the neat thing. You see the Void Spirit, he was getting Yules, he's now switched to BKB, because he's seen that he kind of just been locked down way too much.
Radiant's bottom tower is
I think it's
I think
like
this is the right
either-
call.
Yeah, I think that's the right call. They don't have anything that pierces BKB other than the bash.
Also, the Lusher already bought a Yules for you, right? You don't need to buy Yules.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
are scanned.
Wait for him to Yules himself.
Smiley running
Tusk.
top lane. Yeah, not gonna die.
Curious how Slock's gonna go, because I don't really see him do that much recently.
I do
They're
like...
running at him.
Wait. What is he going? Oh, he might just be dead right now. I've seen a lot of Slarks. Whenever I see him picked, I see people rush eggs. So.
I kinda like this. I think it's Ags, we'll see. I kind of like this, though, the Echo SNY, because it gives you lots of health, actually. He's kind of like tanky, he can kite people really well.
Oh, Shrek
He's
the
got,
Green
like,
Knight just missed a stun. They might have been able to kill Noob bottom, but he doesn't go for the blink. He just tried to stun initiate and he misses. Also Slark on top of the network too. Well,
Shadows.
back to farming we go. I was gonna say I did like the way Funny Zone was positioning around the map with Sand King Morana bottom, maybe looking for a pick off, but they will look for more kills now with the Moonlight Shadow. They want to stay active on the map and not give up too much towers to this Lashrack lineup. They will find Noob in the jungle, right clicking some creeks, arrow connecting after the Yules. Do they have the damage though? Noob's actually decently tanky. We'll eventually kill him with 4, and I thought we might see a response there from Marty Chang, but they will just back off. He's at 4. Is at 4. Not,
I mean, he also
still not a lot,
right?
but
He steals it. Permanently steals Agi.
I guess it's
Go
nice
on.
stealing Agi from Slardar. He lowers his attack speed by just a little bit.
Is it the same as plus 4 inch? You could be losing minus 4 inch instead.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Wait.
under attack.
What do you mean? What?
I mean, silent.
Why would he lose in? Doesn't it just Agi? Wait, you don't steal the Agi either. What are you talking about?
The Agi.
I'm pretty
the
sure you
Slark.
don't lose it. I think Slark just gets it, and it comes back to you as soon as the debuff is gone. Redondo just gets it slightly.
Says on Essence, if he kills an affected enemy hero, he permanently steals one
Wow.
Agi.
Why doesn't it say, I guess, permanent gain 4 permanent agility instead of stealed? Okay, stolen.
I mean, if it's not stolen, it probably doesn't matter as much.
Sure.
But...
Green Knight going for an ulti middle.
Oh,
Misses
the
it because
bait.
of the save from Tusk again. Jinx blinking in, he's got the save, and now they look for more. As the war going for the right clicks, Ghost Scepter pop to save himself, as Polar does get linked up to this, but look at the damage falling in from the Starstorm as well. Everybody's just locked in, down goes Polo, and Jork might just be next locked in, has to use that Yules defensively. Only leads to his death, elongating the inevitable.
That
Funny
Inksoul
Zone
combo,
gonna get
right?
strong, goes for the stun back into Noob. And, well, now you can ping it again. We just double it.
There's that Inksoul combo I was talking about, right, Karate? He just puts it on him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we saw the Epicenter and it did nothing. This is kind of like game 1 where the Enigma wasn't getting ults off, but
It's almost like a bait, basically. Like, oh, they used Epicenter, let's try and fight after this. We got this 6 save, but I mean, it's just
kind of
Inkswell into
forced
ulti from Soulbind, Aurora doing a lot of work.
Radiant structure.
kind of forced to fight.
Dire structure.
I don't know, I really think maybe if Marty Chang takes Roche a bit earlier, or at some point in this game, they can still come back, but they're almost losing that timing. As look at the
They're all
damage. Smiley just blinks in and out with the Inkswell. Another 2 Agi popped up on him.
I think the problem I'd say, Karate, is like Polo, he's got the same farm as last game, kind of, but he just doesn't have the impact. Like in his Jug game, he was just like pressing ultimate and just never dying.
Troll
And
can't quite, yeah.
he's just not doing anything really. He's kind of like stunned or just not the same.
Do they continue to take racks here? They will take the 1 melee axe. This is usually a death sentence in most games too when you're losing a axe before 30 minutes. It's kind of hard to come back from that.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
Maybe the only play you have left is like smoking into Roche. Seems like if Funny Zone just groups up, takes a couple more towers, they're set. Again, this is a Leshrac lineup too.
You can't lose any more.
You're beating them at their own game.
Is under attack.
You can't lose any more fights if you call it now.
That's true. If you call GT right now, that's true.
Yeah, you can't lose any more heroes.
Can't lose
True.
Roche. No more
Oh, they
death.
don't see Smiley.
Solution.
Radiant's top
Smiley sees them though.
I don't know if he goes for this though. He knows they don't have vision here.
I kind of want him to go for it.
Oh, but
so we'll get a
do
longer
they see
game.
Polo? They see
They see
Polo.
Polo.
He doesn't have a BKB. They're gonna jump forward with the epicenter. Shrek the Green Knight getting the stun into the arrow. They keep Polo locked down. The stun from Redondo saving him for a bit, but not long enough. So the troll drops and Smiley, well, a little bit excited from that kill there. Isn't gonna look for more. Just back off.
Part of it-
back to the tier 2.
Part of it might be also like the Grimstroke plus Sand King is providing heavy magic damage. Where in the last game it was like Beastmaster plus a Witch Doctor, which just did physical, which was all mitigated, right?
Mhm.
Like this magic damage just cuts into Troll. Like Troll is nothing against it.
Well, speaking of that too, you look at the item that Jork just got. I mean, BKB is actually a decent pickup here. He hasn't really had too much impact before this just because he continually gets locked down, but with a BKB, I mean, it fixes most of that. We'll see if it actually makes a difference, but... Into Roche. Funny Zone goes. Obviously, it's kind of a slow Roche from them, but still should be able to take this. A little bit afraid to fight. Is Marty Chang down by 15k. Not really a way for them to get inside the pit either. Last game they had the Enigma, and it was like, okay, anytime someone's taking Roche, we're gonna get a fight around it because, you know, the ultis are just so easy to throw inside the pit. But here, it's kind of, both teams don't have, well, I guess mostly Marty Chang doesn't have the greatest, yeah, Roche fighting prowess as a team. More like a pick-off lineup. Do you think like maybe they focused a bit too much in the draft on Void Spirit? It was that second pick they get all this lockdown for, but they never really get it to good use. Is now the ulti coming through the epicenter, bringing down Tusk immediately. Shrek the Green Knight getting a little low. Leshrac trying to turn this, but Redondo also dropping to Smiley. And Smiley gonna hunt for more too. He's got the Aegis up. They're gonna find more kills. Leshrac again down, double kill for Baboon, somehow actually getting the double kill there. Arrow connecting onto Polo, and I think this might just be it. Triple kill for Baboon. Give him the Ultra. Might as well. They look for more inside the base.
No.
Okay. Smiley steals it. Koryak probably going to drop here too.
No.
But I'm just surprised. What the hell happened? Just fight after fight going towards Funny Zone.
I mean, I'm saying what the hell happened? He didn't give him the rampage.
Unfortunately, we got the triple kill somehow, but yeah, like it.
But no rampage. Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of speechless.
Funny Zone taking game 2 though. We do have a 1-1 still in the BO2 stage of things, so that will be it. Quite a shorter game than game 1.
Not as back and forth.
I mean, there was some back and forth. Like, it was still middle of the
Like,
game. I
early
didn't know
on,
who was going to win that. But Funny Zone just wins like 2 or 3 fights in a row, and it was kind of just over. We really saw the weakness of the Troll Warlord in this draft. Koryak really doesn't even have to do much in this game. It's mostly just up to, you know, Sand King Smiley just owning heroes. Shrek the Green Knight putting up a great performance there.
It's kind of nice. Game 1, I talk about all the Grimstroke stuff and how you can combo it. In game 2, they pick it.
Game 2, they get it.
I mean,
it's a
oh,
great.
right?
They don't even have like combos for it either.
I mean, they have the Inkswell combos is the main thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying for the ulti, normally is like, oh, let's do Grimstroke Lich, and it just never works out. But like, yeah, you just pick it for the Inkswell combo with Slark and, I mean, you have 3 heroes on this lineup, even Mirana if you really want to, and that seems kind of risky. But Koryak on the Void Spirit, Slark, and Sand King all have ways to just jump in, guarantee an Inkswell stun. And then, you know, you just take the fight from there. Smiley kind of runs away with it. Two closely contested games, though. That will be it. Skater, are there any MVPs, shoutouts?
I think both games we kind of saw the carries do pretty well. Like game
They
1
seemed
was
really similar in playstyle too.
Yeah, and in this game we saw Smiley do well. I kind of give shoutouts to them. Yeah, shout out to Aura, the drafter. I think turned around the draft.
Game 2.
Radiant maybe got a little
Both
worse in the
teams
draft on the other side.
Teams using their reserve time.
He
heavily.
used reserve time, but I really like Dyer's draft. Like, it's got Mirana, Sand King. It's got all these nice. He doesn't have like Soulbind stuff, but Inkswell. He's got like 3 different Inkswell.
Well, their laning stage just seemed a lot stronger too, because I mean, we were saying like Lion Troll isn't exactly great.
Yeah,
Sand
I
King
mean,
Mirana is definitely gonna win that.
If Radiant looks at this replay or anything, I think the main thing is you should just look at like Lion. He might be a good hero, but there's no combo hero. Like,
yeah.
What do you think Lion combos with? Tusk? He doesn't combo with Tusk.
You can't even like tri-lane it either, because it's Sand King Mirana. They just
I mean, he just doesn't. He doesn't combo with Slaughter. He doesn't combo with Tusk. He doesn't combo with Troll. Like, Lion just kind of.
I mean, he does. I think he still does his job pretty well.
I mean, yeah, he's a Lion. He's gonna do. He did the stuns. I'm just saying, like, I can't help but think if there were better picks. Is all.
Like, the times that he did catch out Koryak, it worked. Like, they were able to kill him those 3 times because, you know, they have the frog or the, I forget what it actually is. I know that's the cosmetic. Is it frog in the base game, or is that the
It's a frog. I think I'd have rather just picked Shaman, honestly. Like, I think Shaman's a superior hero right now, and he also like just adds at least like some team fight, maybe, and better laner at least.
Mm-hmm. It kind of adds into their pushing lineup too, but we never really saw them group up and push or group up and take Roche. It was kind of like a really disjointed team game 2 from Marty. Chang.
Well, is this where the conspiracy theory is? Well, the zombie expert brought the team together, and then when they lost him and got the other guy back,
Fell apart. We go for the fodder instead of the Enigma. Fury.
Yeah, maybe they have the Enigma, you know. Zombie X was just sitting at home watching the game. He's like, I should have stayed in.
Should have kept me in. But anyway, that's it. 1-1.
It's been a good time. Thanks for the opportunity.
More in the future. I think I'm casting again tomorrow or something. I don't know. Nebula's
I'll
playing
have to
Friday.
see.
I might be casting that. We'll see.
That's my cast for the month. I'm sorry, or maybe the year.
Well, you
Gonna
play
have to
tomorrow,
wait.
don't you?
No, I don't.
What?
But we'll have to see what happens.
Dope. I mean, I'll probably be reaching out again in the future. Anyway, that's the end of the stream.
It's been a good time.